guide the Commodores to their first bowl since way back in 1982. And on the other side of the field, the former Heisman Trophy winner Steve Spurrier, 8 straight bowl games in the 90s, hopes to close out the 90s with a national championship. Weather today in Gainesville, couldn't ask for a better early November day. 74 degrees at game time. Wind will not play a factor in the forecast. Sunny skies. And look at the series between these two clubs. Florida with a commanding 21-9-2 record. They have won 8 straight. Last year, Florida 45 and Vanderbilt only 13. Vandy won the toss. They chose to defer. They want to start the second half, Ed, with the football.
Well, I think Woody Wittenhofer, the coach for Vanderbilt, wants to get his defense out there. A lot of defensive coaches like that philosophy. Get your defense out. Let them get the pads popping. Then your offense may be feed off a 3-and-out by your D.
Bo Carroll and John Capel back to receive the kick from John Markham. Florida at 7-1, ranked 5th in the country. Vanderbilt at 5-3. Under Woody Wittenhofer, and we are underway in the swamp. Homecoming day. Short kick taken by Bo Carroll at the 6, and he is hit from the side and knocked down at the 16-yard line. Quarterback for the Gators. He wears number 12, Doug Johnson, a senior out of Gainesville. 6'3", 220-pounder.
And everyone has heard the things that Steve Spurrier has been saying lately. I might get Jesse Palmer in. But yesterday, Steve Spurrier really made a big admission to us. He said, you know, I've been hard on my quarterbacks, and I always am, but he needs help from some of these receivers. Darrell Jackson, a little ding. Travis Taylor, his ankle's not 100%. Some of these younger guys have not figured out this Florida offense yet.
First and 10 from the 17-yard line. 2 wide receivers set to the near side. On first down, Johnson. Good protection. Throws to the near side and caught. A sliding grab down at the 36-yard line. Travis Taylor. Let's set that Gator offense. Carroll, Frazier, Taylor, and Jackson. The tight end is Aaron Kinney, a 5th-year senior. And up front, it's Pearson, Carlisle, Yarbrough, Blackshear, and Walker.
Offensive line has had a bunch of injuries this year. Steve Spurrier said, I still have 5 guys who can play, however.
That was an 18-yard pickup by Travis Taylor. Pitch. Here comes Bo Carroll, the touchman, big speed, and is hammered at the 43-yard line. Ainsley Battles, the strong safety, came up to make the hit. He's averaging 10 tackles a game, the strong safety.
One of the favorite formations for Spurrier and his offense is a shotgun with Bo Carroll set next to Doug Johnson. This time they just do a quick little handoff. Bo Carroll down on the ground. Good call by the officials to say he was down on the ground before he fumbled. But Bo Carroll really been a sensational story for the Gators so far this year.
Had 113 yards and a touchdown last week against Georgia. Second down 2. Bo Carroll again. Stop. Close to the first down at the 45-yard line. Alls, the nose guard, made the tackle. As we said, that Vanderbilt defense, Crosby, Alls, and Nickel will patrol up front. Linebacking core excellent in Stewart, Winborn, Turner, and Nate Morrow. Secondary of Williams, Battles, Lucius, and Jones. First down, Gators up to the 48-yard line.
It's interesting talking to Woody Wittenhofer this week. When he first got to Vanderbilt as a defensive coordinator back in '94, he said Steve Spurrier really relied on the pass, and he said the thing that scares me now as an offensive coordinator, Spurrier's gotten some patience with his running game. He said go back to last week against Georgia. Things weren't great. The weather was horrible. He really stuck with his running game, and that's what won the game for them against Georgia. That and great defense as well.
Well, Doug Johnson did struggle. Only 2 of 9 in that second half. 0 yards. So it's nice to have a Bo Carroll in the background. Carroll again on the pitch. Started up the middle, now he turns it to the inside and tackled down, maybe lost a yard, back to the 47-yard line. Jones got some help from Nickel.
Let's take a look at the Sun America virtual playbook, because Florida just ran a play similar to what I've drawn up here. It is the under counter. Again, this is one of Spurrier's favorite formations, shotgun. Bo Carroll lined up next to Doug Johnson, and underneath handoff, backside guard and tackle pull, a late delay handoff to Carroll finding the seam. They torched Georgia with this play last week in the first half. They've already run the play once today, and another play out of that formation was another running play.
And second down and short. Watt Frazier, the fullback. Little play action, and Johnson sets up plenty of time. Going deep down the middle, and he overthrows his wide receiver, Travis Taylor, who had a step on Jimmy Williams.
Jimmy Williams, a former running back, actually was SEC All-Freshman back in '97. He led the team with 527 yards. Now, his second year as a cornerback, good position, little bump there. Officials probably thought that was incidental, but pretty good coverage by Williams downfield. That ball thrown a bit to the outside. Johnson on that post. He needs to get it back towards the middle of the field.
And that throw is so Steve Spurrier. He had a second down and short. He goes deep. Now he's looking at third and call it 11. From the shotgun, three wide receivers. Carroll, the lone back fumble. Vanderbilt has it, 39-yard line. Lamont Turner. He caused the fumble and also brought it down.
We talked at the start about Florida being a team that likes to blitz. Vanderbilt switched to a 3-4 defense to take advantage of guys like Lamont Turner. He's a middle backer lined up over the right guard, number 77, Cheston Blackshear, who's going to block down inside, and Lamont Turner's going to come absolutely free on the play. Hit Doug Johnson, get the fumble and the turnover. Those are things that have killed Florida all year. Florida is 11th, tied for 11th in last place in the NCAAs in turnovers with 23 turnovers, make that 24 on the year.
Crowd getting restless after the Gator turnover. Starting on the ground, Rodney Williams. Big yards, 7. He picks it up to the 33-yard line. Let's set that Vanderbilt offense. Williams, Yoder, Hogan, Stricker, and the tight end is Elliott Carson, a good one. And up front, it's Gruber, May, Barnett, Saltzman, and Bynum.
Right away, Vanderbilt going to the running game with Rodney Williams. Williams a little dinged up earlier in the year. They had the week off, a bye week for Vanderbilt coming into this game. Able to get some guys healthy.
Elliott Carson, the motion man. Second down, 4, not much. Williams thrown back by Buck Gurley. The nose tackle.
Greg Zolman, the sophomore quarterback out of Miamisburg, Ohio. When we talked to him earlier in the week, we said, what's the biggest difference between this year and last year? Such a young team that Woody Woodenhofer puts on the field. Only 6 of their top 60 players are seniors. He said, simply experience. We have guys who know what they're doing, and Vanderbilt really runs a wide-open offense, Greg. A lot of different formations, a lot of motions, and this guy's starting to really get a grip on this offense.
Third down and 7. You talk about different formations. Here's another with a wingman and 3 wide receivers. Carson goes in motion. The left-hander throws incomplete. He tried to find the tight end. Incomplete, so that brings up a 4th down. And for the Gator defense, Chambers, Gurley, Warren, and Brown up front. Linebackers are young. Played behind some terrific players a year ago. Kelsey, Davis, and McCaslin. Secondary of Alexander, Manuel, Dixon, and Cromartie.
This defensive backfield for Florida, very young. The top 8, all freshmen and sophomores. They kind of took their lumps early in the season, gave up some big yardage, but they've really played well and getting a lot of help now that they're using the zone blitz quite a bit here at Florida.
How about this? John Markham, 53-yard fake field goal. He punts it, a little pooch kick, and it's going to be down inside the 10-yard line.
I really like the call by Woody Woodenhofer. John Markham is both their kicker and the punter, so they go with a quick kick to get it down inside the 10.
10:47 remaining in the first quarter. The pooch is up and in. We'll be back.
Stuart, can I see you in my office, please?
That kid is sick.
Hinge is squeaky.
Very sick.
Stuart, get in here. Sure thing, Mr. P.
Stuart, I just opened my Ameritrade account.
Let's light this candle.
Let's go to Ameritrade.com. It's easier than falling in love. What do you feel like buying today, Mr. P?
Kmart.
So research it. All this stuff is provided for you free of charge.
No cost.
Yeah, that's synonymous with free.
Looks like a good stock.
Let's buy.
Let's buy 100 shares.
All right, click it in there.
Okay.
How about 500?
100, Stuart.
You feel the excitement? You're about to buy a stock
Okay.
online.
Oh, fabulous. I'm thrilled. What did that cost me?
$8, my man.
$8?
$8. You're riding the wave of the future, my man. I gotta get a soda.
All right.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Wait a
P.
minute.
I'm having a party on Saturday night if you really want to go.
I'm going to try and get there. Thank
Happy
you, Stuart.
trading.
Thank you.
Rock on.
All right, Stuart.
Call call toll-free 1-888-396-8003. Ameritrade. Believe in yourself.
When your children are ready for college, will your college fund be ready for them? Prudential can help you be sure. Millions of parents plan for their children's education with the guidance of a Prudential professional. Talk with Prudential, so you'll be ready when the first tuition bill arrives, whether it's a long way off or just around the corner.
You know how you're supposed to eat Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza?
Bill doesn't get it. Backwards, Bill. The other way. Backwards, Bill. Backwards. That boy. Now bite it. Billy. Bite it, Billy.
Jill's not afraid to eat her stuffed crust backwards. Everybody knows how to eat stuffed crust pizza backwards. With a ring of cheese baked right into the crust, it's the most fun you can have with a pizza. A large one topping is $9.99. Jill's made of tougher stuff than Bill.
Take a bite, Billy. Backwards, Bill. Keep your chin up, Bill.
Stuffed crust, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
The magical Flutie and the Bills run into the Redskins' overwhelming offense. Or the Chiefs put the pressure on Peyton and the Colts. The NFL on CBS.
Welcome back to the Home Depot College Football. And yes, this is the Swamp scoreless in the first quarter.
Doug Johnson, the hometown heroes. Remember, Steve Spurrier came out pretty publicly and said, you know, I've got to get better play from my quarterback. How much better do you really need? Last year against Vanderbilt, he threw for 460 yards, just too short of Danny Warfel's school record.
A great look field level here at the Swamp. First down. Playing it safe. Carroll trying to spin out of a tackle, taken down, maybe lost a yard back to the 8. Jamie Winborn, who is all over this field, a preseason All-America, averaging 12 stops a game, makes the stop.
I already mentioned what a great story Bo Carroll is. He started fall camp 5th on the depth charts. Greg, that's dead last. They only have 5 scholarship running backs. What he has done, he's taken the advice of Buddy Stevens, the first-year running back coach, to be more patient and hit the whole full speed. Here's a guy who runs a 10-1 600 meters. When he hits at full speed, that's legit.
Second down 10. Johnson pedals, fires a dart to the far side. Gets caught and dancing around after the catch is the tight end, Aaron Kinney. Kinney, a 3-year letterman out of Ashland, Virginia. He's wearing the shades today.
And Aaron Kinney really has been a big addition to this offense. The receivers, we talked about some of the injuries they've had. Travis Taylor not at 100%. This guy has really picked up the slack. Had 3 catches last week against Georgia. He's been a nice little wrinkle in Spurrier's offense.
Double tight end set on 3rd down and 4. Bo Carroll gets the ball, punts it back. Not much. Vanderbilt doing a nice job with gap protection, basically, as they're filling up. That linebacking core tremendous with Stewart, Winborn, Turner, and Morrow.
Really good job by Vanderbilt, Craig, filling in the gaps. And Florida is trying to get some kind of delay action. And Woody Woodenoffer and Dino Polino's defensive coordinator have done a nice job getting them ready to stay in their gaps. There's really nowhere for Bo Carroll to go early on.
And Vanderbilt, total offense, 309 yards, ranked 24th in the nation. Allen Ryan back to punt inside his own 5, gets a beauty away. Jimmy Williams pedals back at the 35. Williams turns the corner, far side, steps out of bounds at midfield. Call it the 49-yard line. A 50-yard kick and a 15-yard return. Vanderbilt will have it for the second time when we come back here at the Swamp.
Hello, welcome to Home Depot. I am the Professor Roland. Home Depot University is a whole series of classes. It's different from our clinics. We'll have painting, electrical, plumbing.
Everything I tell you here is on the list.
Competence really comes from hands-on.
And I'm loving it.
They get a full-blown diploma and they get a badge.
Congratulations. Let's hear it for the Home Depot University.
See you next week.
Hello? Server? Got it.
Total participation, and this means everyone, all working to make sure you get the absolute best experience possible.
Mr. Thurber, you're all set.
Introducing 5-Star, a new approach to selling and servicing cars and trucks. That's better. We'll prove it. Only where you see these signs.
When was the last time you felt 284 horses tugging at your soul? When was the last time you immersed yourself in hand-tufted virgin leather? Can you really put a price on this kind of perfection? Actually, you can, because this $70,000 car could cost you over $326,000 in retirement savings. We just thought you should know. Ask a financial advisor about Sun America, the retirement specialist.
They wanted to start a band.
When you come from dirt, you do anything to escape it.
And wound up starting a revolution.
This is an instrument of Satan!
Shake, rattle, and roll, CBS Sunday.
Hey, welcome back into the swamp. Hey, this is Gator country, right, Ed?
Get some sun.
Yeah, but it's known for its bite. I haven't seen a Gator bite yet.
Yeah, a lot of the papers around here talked about against Alabama how this crowd was dead, and because of the way things have started, Vanderbilt again with great field position, and the crowd finally starting to make a little bit of noise at least.
They will start this drive at the 48-yard line of Florida. Zolman, the quarterback, hands off. Tough yard for Rodney Williams off the left side behind Jim May and Gruber, the left tackle, Gurley. The nose tackle made the stop.
And Todd, the H-back, who was a former wide receiver, has put on some weight. Runs a little trap to the inside, trying to spring Rodney Williams. Rodney Williams, very tough runner inside out of Birmingham, Alabama. When we talked to him during the week about, did you want to stay in-state? He said, I could have gone to Alabama or Auburn, but I would have just been another guy. Here I've got a chance to help turn around a program and make a name for myself.
On play action, Zolman rolling out, hooks up, far sideline, caught, first down. Vanderbilt, and back out there for the reception, Lou Thomas, the fullback.
And here's a little controlled rollout by Vanderbilt. They want to get out of the middle of that defense. Florida really gets upfield. Gerard Warren gets upfield, but Zolman allowed to gets around him, and Lou Thomas, who used to be a running back, asked to be switched to fullback. It's more of a receiving type position in this Vanderbilt offense. Comes up with a big first down, getting inside that Florida territory.
His 7th catch of the season gives Vanderbilt a first down at the Gator 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Scoreless here at the swamp early. Zolman, good protection. Throw, sideline, cut. Tackled down is Hogan's, the wideout, number 7. Cromartie made the tackle, the left corner.
27th straight game that Tavares Hogan has had a reception, and that time John Hoke, the defensive coordinator for Florida, just went with a straight 4-man rush, no blitz, and the offensive line for Vanderbilt was up to the task. They gave Zolman plenty of time. He had to go to his 3rd receiver, which was Hogan's.
And Hogan's a great story. At 4 years of age, Ed, cracked his pelvis, broke his arm in a car accident, hit at a crosswalk, and here's a young man who's battled back and runs a sub-4.4.
Having a nice season. Like I said, 27 straight catches. 27 straight games, but he does not have a touchdown this season, Craig.
Roll back. Williams, the handoff. Putting pad on pad up to the 26-yard line. Well, the polls are open. Vote on the Offensive Player of the Century in the CBS Sportsline College Football Millennium Poll. Just click on NCAA Football at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online and enter the keyword CBS Sportsline.
At the Open, we talked about Vanderbilt and how good they've been on defense. In '97, they led the SEC under Woody Woodenhofer, former defensive coordinator for the Steel Curtain Pittsburgh Steelers, owns 4 Super Bowl rings. They led the SEC in defense back in '97, always been very good. But really, it's been the offense where they're riding that to their 5-3 record this year.
Vanderbilt knocking on the door, 28.5-point underdogs in this game, and now a flag is down. They'll stop play.
Delay of game took a while for Vanderbilt to get out of the hunt.
Dead ball. Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Harold Mitchell, our referee today, as you look in on Woody Woodenhofer. 4 years as a head coach also at Missouri. He told us that he would trade. You talked about the 4 Super Bowl rings. He said, guys, I'm obsessed. I must win the SEC. I'll give all my Super Bowl rings back for that SEC ring.
I should give him my address after the game. I'll take them.
Now this crowd getting noisy on 3rd down and 8. Zolman has had good protection. He'll tuck and run. Wide open field. 25. He'll do a hook slide down at the 21, but a flag is down back around the 38, 39-yard line.
That time Oak, the defensive coordinator, brings safety Marquand Manuel. Flushes Zolman, nobody home back because all of the Vanderbilt receivers are running deep routes, locked up man-to-man. They got a lot of separation, but they're going to get a holding call, it looks like, on Vanderbilt.
Here's Harold Mitchell.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
Marquand Manuel is going to come to the top part of your screen right there. Also coming on the blitz was number 45, Andre Davis. Picked up very well, but Zolman saw the middle of the field wide open. He could have just stepped up in the pocket, but if it's there, Craig, and you can run for the first down, smart move by Greg Zolman.
Well, Vanderbilt, the worst enemy right now in this offensive set. 3rd down, 26. From the shotgun, Zolman going deep. Nobody there. Incomplete. They'll bring up 4th down. The closest wideout was Tavares Hogan's. Incomplete. Zolman takes a trot off the field.
Now, if you've been following college football and you wonder why that holding penalty was from the spot of the foul, the rule was changed this year. On passing plays, you go from the line of scrimmage. That was not a passing play. Because it was a running play, the officials correctly marked that foul from the spot, not from the line of scrimmage.
Old Carroll back to receive. Dangerous every time he touches the football. Markham with the high punt. Good hanger. Carroll wants nothing to do with it, and it takes a bounce into the end zone. And so the Gators will start up at their own 20-yard line. A 49-yard kick. Well, tonight on CBS, Chuck Norris and Nia Peoples take on some rock and roll impersonators who are real killers. And they've got the Texas Rangers all shook up. On an all-new Walker. Tonight on CBS. Thank you very much.
Think Spurrier's an Elvis fan?
I bet he is.
Yeah, growing up in the South, I don't think he had a choice.
I bet he is. I didn't see one of those paintings, though, in his office, did you?
Do you think he left tickets for him?
1st and 10, Florida. What a hit. 42, Jamie Winborn. Dino Folino told us, is there any question? He will play on Sundays.
Winborn right here. Watch him just come right to the line of scrimmage. You're not going to block me. I'm going to get upfield. Read that play perfectly. Capel, one of the fastest players in college football. Jamie Winborn, although not very tall, can really run sideline to sideline. Leads the SEC in tackles. Led it in 98. Probably lead it again in 99.
A loss of 4. 2nd down, 14. Johnson switching things up at the line. 2 wideouts. Taking it right in the chops is Rashae Caldwell. Jimmy Williams put a hit right on the numbers.
Jimmy Williams is a guy who always played running back and defensive back. Came to Vanderbilt as a running back. Was all freshman SEC back in 97. Now playing a little defense.
Hello.
You're still getting the collisions, but as a running back, you're usually taking those. Kind of nice for Jimmy Williams to be able to deliver a few of those.
Had a couple of picks last week against South Carolina, actually before the bye week. That brings up the 3rd down. Call it 9. Under 5 minutes left in the opening quarter here in Gainesville. Johnson, quick three-step drop, looking for the up and out. And it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was Travis Taylor.
And Craig, there goes a little bit of that inexperience. Taylor on the go route. Rashae Caldwell was in the slot. He turned in, was supposed to turn out. Doug Johnson, you see him with his left hand there, saying, Coach, he's got to turn out on that route. Steve Spurrier, when we were at practice on Thursday, working extra hard with some of these young receivers, and he said some of them, the light just hasn't gone on yet.
Ryan has booted his first punt, 51. Bit of a wreck. He gets off of Beauty. Number hanger, Jimmy Williams at the 31. Flags her down. Williams at the 35 and steps out of bounds around the 37, but flags her down. Back around inside the 10. 47-yard boot, 6-yard return.
Ryan's father was the baseball coach here at Florida back in the 80s, a walk-on, averaging over 40 yards. Watching him in warm-ups, he has a real nice, easy style, gets a nice, tight spiral like you saw the kick to Williams there.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Doug Johnson came over to the sidelines after the little miscommunication and had a discussion. Spurrier, you can read his face. You know, Steve Spurrier has a great point. He says the offensive line coach can yell at the offensive linemen. The linebackers coach can yell at the linebackers. That's my position group of quarterbacks. Why can't I yell at them? Well, unfortunately, it's because, Coach, we always have the camera on you. That's why.
Of course, won the Heisman here at Florida. It's got to be tough being that head coach, trying to work and have patience with your quarterback. Coach coached Warfel to a Heisman a few years back. Gators stick on the ground up to the 41-yard line. The ball carrier is Graham, taken down by Unzicker.
Ernest Graham, one of those guys with tremendous potential, but's been fighting injuries his entire career. Last year, as a true freshman, he had to medically redshirt because of foot surgery, and he's missed nearly 4 games this year with a deep thigh bruise. It actually required surgery. Got his first action against Georgia last week. Ran very well.
That came back with 46 yards against Georgia. Johnson and moving through traffic at the 50 to the 44-yard line. So Ernest Graham from Cape Coral, Florida, taken down by Winborn, but not before a first down for the Gators.
And Ernest Graham comes in. He's a nice little changeup. Bo Carroll, more of the speed back at 165 pounds. Ernest Graham, more of a bruiser at 218, but good blocking up the middle by the offensive line. Cheston Blackshear, great hustle downfield. Short, squatty guy, good moves in the middle, but give that one to the offensive line, Craig. They really opened up the middle of that Vanderbilt defense. Really, the first time they've been able to do that at the beginning of this game.
15-yard pickup. Gators from the eye. Doug Johnson lost his footing a bit. Throws sideline incomplete. And for an update on LSU, Alabama, let's go back to New York, and here's Tim Brando.
Craig and Ed, Alabama dodges a big one here. With time running out, Josh Booty, trailing by 6, elects to try to run without timeouts. They can't get off another play. Reggie Miles and Cornelius Griffin stick him there. Kansas State dodges another upset from Colorado. 20-14 the final. They're still alive in the BCS in a very big way.
Well, Kansas State keeps things interesting. They let teams get out to big leads. This time they allow Colorado back into the game late.
Second down, 10. Gators at the 39 of Vanderbilt. 5 wide receivers at Johnson. Throws and fires complete. Hooks up with Alex Willis, a junior out of Jacksonville. And that's about a 5-yard gain. Matt Stewart wrapped him up.
Matt Stewart, the leading sacker for Vanderbilt, with 6 on the season. He dropped off. Vandy's only bringing 3 defenders. Doug Johnson had all day because the coverage was good for a while. But eventually, if you have that much time, Doug Johnson's going to find one of those blue shirts open.
3 minutes left opening quarter. Scoreless here at the Swamp. Gators, best field position of the afternoon. Doug Johnson again. Shotgun. Blitz coming. Johnson steps up and then is swarmed under by the guys in white. 1, 2, 3. There's 6 white jerseys there.
Well, I think Woody Woodenhofer got on the headset to his defensive coordinator, Dino Folino, and said, hey, guys, let's start bringing some heat.
Craig Bolerjack, along with Ed Cunningham, we're at the Swamp in Gainesville. Vanderbilt in Florida. Gators ranked number 5 in the country.
Woody Woodenhofer, former defensive coordinator in the NFL for many years, won those Super Bowl rings with the Steelers we talked about, said, I had to give up coordinating because of all of the responsibilities as a head coach. He would still like to do it, but just doesn't have the time.
Allen Ryan to kick back to Jimmy Williams. Hangs it up. Takes a bounce and into the end zone, so Vanderbilt will start at their own 20-yard line. 42-yard kick, scoreless at the Swamp. We'll be right back.
I knew I was in for the fight of my life, but I was ready.
When my husband and his friends start exchanging fish stories, it's the phone bill that can turn into a whopper.
I fought this monster for hours. First I had the upper hand, then he took control.
That's why we always dial 10-10-321. With 10-10-321, calls over 10 minutes are 50% off. That's just 8 cents a minute. Daytime, nighttime, anytime.
I'll tell you, it was like a whale.
Yeah?
You should have seen this.
Well, let me tell you about my trip.
Dial 10-10-321 and talk as long as you want, whenever you want.
Good financial decisions require expertise. Life needs flexibility. Success demands leadership. If there's something you want to achieve, the principal has one word of advice. Plan ahead, get ahead. The Principal Financial Group.
Hey! What are you doing? This movie is terrible. Don't you like science fiction? There is a science fiction marathon on right now. You need web TV to remind you of your favorite shows.
CBS Monday, an accused man's religion forbids his wife from appearing in court.
Your freedom depends on your wife's testimony.
But are their beliefs a cover for something else?
You're asking me to sell him out.
Family Law, CBS Monday.
There's Woody Woodenhofer, head coach of Vanderbilt, Ned. I think if we had a chance to talk to him right now, he's happy the way this game is going.
Well, he's got to be happy with his defense. They have not allowed a first-quarter touchdown in the last 3 games. They're 5 of 8 on the season, doing a great job so far in the swamp.
Commodores 1st and 10 at the 20. Yoder lined up to the far side. Handoff in a big hole and a hard runner. That is Jared McGrath, who just checked in for Rodney Williams on this series. McGrath, more of an inside runner, but he's packed up there with muscle at 5'10", 203.
Jared McGrath is a local product from Ocala, Florida. Really wanted to go to Florida. His dad was a walk-on. Jerry really wanted to go here. Spurrier didn't take him, and now Spurrier says, this is a guy I would love to have on my team. I don't care if he'd be 3rd, 5th, 8th on the depth chart. The effort I see from him every game is amazing. Had his first career 100-yard game last year against Florida.
You don't think he gets the adrenaline going a little bit? 2nd down and a short one. Another big gaping hole up the middle. McGrath having his way right now. Thanks to that right side behind Bindum and Saltzman. Dixon, the free safety, wrapped him up.
So right side of that offensive line, Michael Saltzman, Remente Bindum, the center, Jeff Garnett, getting good push up the middle. And that's Saltzman who seals off the backside and just leaves a huge gaping hole in the middle. Michael Saltzman, the right guard, 6'4", 290 junior. His brother was a nose guard, Scott, at Nebraska. Good job sealing off the backside.
Less than a minute now left on the first quarter clock. No score here in Gainesville. That was a 12-yard run by McGrath. McGrath again, this time going to the far side, running over Gators. I tell you, he put a hit on Benny Alexander, picks up a couple of extra yards up to the 49.
These are the things that Vanderbilt likes to do on offense. You have Elliott Carson, the tight end, is going to come across the formation. He's actually moving right at the snap, and he's going to trap on Alex Brown. Brown does the O-lay, gets up the field. Brown's got to take that block on and try to squeeze down the hole. A huge hole, 3 plays in a row for Jared McGrath.
McGrath and Thomas in the backfield. Final seconds of the first quarter ticking away. And now Zolman's just going to unsnap the helmet and head to the sideline. Take a timeout. 13 ticks left. Hey, it's doubleheader day tomorrow here on CBS. Most of you will see the Chiefs and the Colts. Peyton Manning. What a season. The late game, Pittsburgh at San Francisco, and it all begins with the NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines. Jim Nantz, Craig James, and the boys will be there.
And Jerry Glanville, we were asking if Spurrier was an Elvis fan. Glanville used to leave tickets every game. I wonder if he leaves passes to come up to the studio in New York to watch the pre and halftime shows.
Maybe he can give us a call at half. I wouldn't be surprised.
Look at Steve Crosby, the offensive coordinator. Was here last year, but this is his first year coordinating for Vandy. He's really opened some things up. And talking to Greg Zolman, his quarterback, they have so many things that they can do motion-wise. You just saw in the last play, they brought Elliott Carson across the formation for a trap block. And really, the offensive line for Vanderbilt doing very well. Even the blitzes that Florida has brought, they picked them up. Zolman had to run a couple of times, but really it was by his own choice.
Ed, you remember the conversation we had with Steve Crosby. He's had 17 years of NFL coaching experience, loves to come back to the college ranks. What's interesting, he said, will you guys just say a little prayer for us? Remember that? He knew what he was facing today against this Gator defense, but so far he's got a good offensive plan.
He was Lou Holtzing us during our conversation, saying, we're not very good. They're very good, but I tell you, Craig, they're holding their own here in the first quarter.
You see Steve Spurrier with a bit of a growl. 2nd down, 2 on the 48-yard line. 13 seconds left, opening quarter. McGrath his 4th carry of this series, and he's going to be close, probably a yard short at midfield. Gerard Warren made the tackle. Well, that's going to end the first quarter with the score. Vanderbilt nothing, Florida nothing. We'll return to the Swamp after this message and a word from your local station.
Hi, my car's out front.
We'll get started right away.
Introducing 5-Star, a new approach to selling and servicing cars and trucks.
You're all set.
Great job, guys. Let's run that drill again.
5-Star, certified training so rigorous, only the best make the cut. It's better, we'll prove it, only where you see these signs.
So what'll happen to all this now that you're going virtual?
We're not going virtual.
I read you're getting into internet trading, online cash management.
Well, we are, yes.
The end of an era.
Not at all. Online trading and the rest of it are simply new tools we're making available.
You don't have to sugarcoat it for me, but I must tell you, I'm going to miss our little chats.
Nelson, I'm not going away. The office isn't going away.
The coffee? The ticker?
Not going away.
What about the little bull?
Not going away.
Good.
Joe Torre, the winning Yankees manager, on The Early Show Monday with Brian Gumbel and Jane Clayson.
The year was 1941. Times were different. Joe DiMaggio hit safely in 56 consecutive games, and Mr. Nimnick opened his first Chevrolet dealership in Riverside. Today, Nimnick Chevrolet is the largest Chevy dealer in the entire region, offering the widest selection of cars, trucks, and sport utilities at unbeatable prices. That's why we say you always do better at Nimnick Chevrolet. Better selection, better service, better price. A Jacksonville tradition for over 58 years. 1550 Cassett Avenue.
Lime and melon. So bold, it's fierce.
Why they call it the K's, baby?
In time goes by so slowly. In time can do.
Welcome to the internet, home to millions of fascinating websites. And this one. It's your internet. We just connected to it.
The real stars of Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Sunday at 11 on News Channel 4.
Blue skies above the Swamp in Gainesville. We start the second quarter. Scoreless between Vanderbilt and 5th-ranked Florida. Battle in the SEC East. Third down, covered 1. It's been McGrath's drive, and he crashes over midfield to the 49 for a first down. Gurley, the nose tackle for the Gators, made the tackle.
And again, it's the motion and the traps run by Vanderbilt in their offense. That time again, Elliott Carson, the tight end, came across the formation. And you have to respect that as Florida on defense. You have to respect that. That time McGrath doesn't follow the lead of the tight end Carson. Instead goes right up the middle with good hard running. Now you know why Steve Spurrier loves this guy. Great effort by McGrath.
First and 10, Commodores at the 49 of Florida. Zolman pedals back, the left-hander slings it near sideline. McGrath makes a nice cut inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Cromartie made the touchdown-saving tackle, the left corner, but boy, McGrath's coming off the bench in relief of Rodney Williams, and has been his drive.
And one of the strengths of Greg Zolman is finding his backs out of the backfield. Number 41, Keith Kelsey, is going to blitz to the outside of Gerard Warren. But number 77 is right there to pick him up. Darren Rothenberg, a backup guard, does a great job. Zolman knows he's getting a little pressure, finds the safety valve, which is McGrath. A good pickup. This offensive line for Vanderbilt really doing a good job against his zone blitz.
Now this Gator crowd getting noisy. First and 10. Vanderbilt. Zolman again on the slant. Ball may have been tipped, incomplete. Intended receiver was Dan Stricker, a redshirt freshman. Vinny Alexander out there on coverage.
They had that slant pattern open. Zolman delivered it on time, but Andre Davis, the linebacker from Florida, dropping off into his zone, got up his left hand and knocked it down. Zolman, we talked about this is his 13th career start, but his first at Florida Field. Having a good game, looks very calm in the pocket, and even those blitzes, they're not really getting him shook early.
Had a hit corner a couple of weeks ago, shows no effect of that today at all. Yoder in motion. On the keeper is Zolman to the 35, so a pickup of 3. Davis made the initial hit. Andre Davis, the middle linebacker.
And Vanderbilt running the option. You're optioning Alex Brown. Alex Brown has the quarterback. He has to go hit Zolman right away so that he has to pitch. At that time, Brown got up the field, allowed Zolman to cut underneath. Good pursuit from the inside out, however, by the Gators. Kept that to about a 5-yard gain. Otherwise, that could have been a big one. Alex Brown, if he's got the quarterback, he's got to go hit him right now and make him pitch.
9th play of this drive coming up. 3rd down and 7. 2 wideouts, Hogan and Stricker to the near side. Zolman throws, slant, incomplete. It was Stricker, the intended receiver, and riding his back was Darrell Dixon.
And this time the blitz got to Zolman in time, not able to really set his feet and get rid of this. He had to throw the slant earlier. And that's Marquand Manuel, the safety, coming up. One of the most intense guys you'll ever see on the football field. Came from the safety blitz, and Zolman had to get rid of that ball sooner than he would have liked.
52-yard attempt by Markham. The holder is Billy Miller. Fake field goal, fumble. And the Gators will have it at the 43. First time, Ed, we saw the pooch kick off the fake field goal. And this time, Woody Woodenhofer was trying to throw another surprise.
The exact same thing, though, Craig. He's just trying to get his punter slash kicker, get the Gators to not have anybody back. Markham, when he went to snap the ball, little bit to the outside, but he handles it. When he goes to drop it on his foot, he just lost control. And number 3, Billy Miller, a wide receiver, heads up, falls on the ball so that Florida can't pick it up and try to run. But a horrible play for Vanderbilt trying to get that ball down inside. They got it inside the 10 on the last time they did it. That time out to the 43-yard line for Florida.
And it's Markham's first year punting. He took over for Joe Webb, who ended up a ton. Gators get the ball up to midfield. Aaron Kinney, the tight end.
Vanderbilt had Georgia down on October 16th, and they went to run this fake punt late in the game in their own territory. It was an option-type play. The up-back misread the rush by Georgia. Georgia had the line stacked to the right side. He misread it, and that really could have cost Vanderbilt the game. And now early, another little trick play in the kicking game has hurt Vanderbilt.
Well, the last time Florida was shut out in the first quarter, 97 against Georgia. First down and a little bit more up to the 41-yard line. Battles and Winborn made the tackle on Graham.
Watch the feet of Ernest Graham as he comes bouncing through this hole. A little skip there, a little skip there. All the backs that I've ever played with, Craig, that really got up the field, they're not making moves. It's like a little jump stop. Really nice running by Ernest Graham in the middle there. Just letting things set up, plant, go, a little hop step. Working real well for him.
Rob Roberts checked into the backfield. Number 44 at the fullback spot. Now timeout Gators at the 12:01 mark.
Doug Johnson not liking what he saw, so second quarter they're going to get over and talk about it.
We'll be back to the Swamp, scoreless in the second quarter.
I will not forget that I have long-term responsibilities.
I won't let panic triumph over reason.
I'll stay the course when everyone else says the sky is falling.
The stock market moves up and down, sometimes dramatically. In my 30-year career, the stock market's gone up over 10-fold. But in that same time period, it's had 14 drops of 10% or more. Stay the course. That's what I've always done.
For more information on Fidelity funds with a history of solid performance, visit Fidelity.com.
This is your new business.
And this is your new car. The new Volvo V40. Now get back to work. Every bit of Volvo for about $24,000.
Hey, Jen, we're counting on you.
Last weekend in the Army Reserve, I had to refuel 6 Apache helicopters in 30 minutes. That got me ready to do battle on Monday.
Hey, not too shabby.
As little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Army Reserve.
Want to intimidate? Put on your game face. But when you take it off, put on your Remington face with the Remington Microscreen 3 and the power of 3 flexing microscreens to get close, fast.
Just try and get closer.
Shaves incredibly close or your money back.
Beware of the water. Golf sharpshooters, including David Duval, join Greg Norman for the Franklin Templeton Shark Shootout on CBS.
Well, a surprise brewing here, second quarter at the Swamp. Craig Bolerjack, Ed Cunningham back with you. Gators, 1st and 10, Doug Johnson. 5-step drop, good. Daryl Jackson.
This offensive line for Florida, one of the strengths of the team. Outside linebacker Matt Stewart, blitz is picked up by Aaron Kenny, but gave Doug Johnson plenty of time. This is a long route by Daryl Jackson. Jackson has really stepped up with Travis Taylor injured, out for almost 4 games. Daryl Jackson has tied the Florida record for 100-yard receiving games with 6 in a row.
Graham bulls his way up to the 14-yard line. Doug Johnson having himself a first half despite not finding the touchdown. 6 of 8 for 62 yards, and Eddie's hit 5 different receivers. You have to be surprised, though. Vanderbilt so tough defensively. 4 straight quarters in the first quarter, they have not allowed an opponent to score.
Yeah, and doing a great job. I think it was the bye week, Craig, that really helped them. They've had a little extra time to prepare. The coaches talked about it doesn't help the players as much as it helps us. They were ready for all the looks, and Vanderbilt on offense doing a fantastic job picking up the zone blitzes of Florida.
They loaded up to the near side. They throw it out. Loose ball, but pulled in at the 11-yard line. Caldwell came up with it, the redshirt freshman out of Tampa.
And one of the things that happens, Craig, when you have a lot of time off and you're injured, speaking of Travis Taylor, last week he comes back against Georgia. He has 2 or 3 drops in the second half, which is unlike him. That time he loses the ball, but his compadre Rashae Caldwell out there to save him, so to speak.
Taylor, Jackson, and Caldwell, the 3 wideouts. Quarterback keeper and Johnson up and over the 10-yard line. So a fresh set of downs for the Gators. Turner and Winborn plugged up the middle. Doug Johnson, pretty big fella too, a quarterback. And a little push and a shove coming up off that pile, but it's tough pulling down a guy 6'3", 220.
And Craig, the officials are saying that Doug Johnson fumbled. Florida getting very lucky. That is their 2nd fumble of the game. 2 in a row, really. No question. Matt Stewart came, stripped that ball out. That's 2 fumbles in a row for Florida. We talked about how they're one of the worst teams, tied for 6th worst in the NCAA. They now have 24 turnovers on the year. Lucky neither of those fumbles recovered by Vanderbilt.
Graham breaks a tackle inside the 5. Touchdown.
Between Ernest Graham and Bo Carroll, you're going to see it right here. The strength of Graham, he's got 4 guys hitting him, and the extra effort into the end zone. Excellent run by the redshirt freshman.
Jeff Chandler in to kick the extra point. Up and good as Graham rumbles in for his 4th touchdown of the season. Packed with power. Ernest Graham.
In one day, CBS is going to rock your world. Shake, rattle, and roll CBS Sunday.
I'm freezing. Try thinking about something hot.
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is seasoned with a blend of pepper and spices, so you'll feel warm all over.
Come on, man. Tell me what you're thinking about. You mind if I open the window?
When you're hot, you're hot.
What if I want to discover a place no one's ever been?
What if I want to leave everything behind and teach?
What if I want to learn a whole new language?
Whatever path you go down in life, you can take comfort in knowing there's a healthcare organization that'll always be one step ahead of you.
What if I want to just be?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? Blue Cross Blue Shield.
They're the best-selling minivans in the world. The most innovative ever. The most imitated. The most trusted. The most versatile. Dodge Caravan. It's not only the yardstick, it's the ruler. Starting at $18,525.
For big, hot, and juicy classic hamburgers, served fresh right off the grill. Remember, Wendy's rules the night.
Log on and download a Dad, Monday at 11 on News Channel 4.
Welcome back to the Swamp. Second quarter. 10-12 left before the half. You saw Steve Spurrier having to talk with his quarterback Doug Johnson. A Graham 9-yard touchdown run, 7 plays. The Gators went 57 yards in under 3 minutes.
It's a little scary if you're a defensive coordinator getting ready to play Florida. How they are now mixing up the run and pass. The running game is very different this season.
Chandler with the kick. No chance for a return. 7 yards deep. Well, next Saturday here on the Home Depot College Football on CBS, you will see either 24th-ranked Notre Dame at Pittsburgh or 8th-ranked Mississippi State at number 12 Alabama. Final game ever at Pitt Stadium, and boy, there have been some great ones there. Marino, tough Tony Dorsett, and of course a key matchup in the SEC West.
Mississippi State dodging a bullet. Long field goal to beat Kentucky on Thursday night.
Well, how will Vanderbilt respond? Played tough defensively in the first quarter. Gave up the touchdown to start the second. Trailed by 7. Zolman throws over the middle. Incomplete. Todd Yoder had the cleats down and was leaning, but Benny Alexander was right on his hip. Incomplete.
And again, that time, Florida defensive coordinator John Hoke decides to go just with a 4-man rush. So the offensive line for Vanderbilt doing its job, giving Zolman plenty of time. Yoder, a former wide receiver, lines up his wide receiver, and Benny Alexander snuck that right hand in there. He had good coverage there at the end, but maybe got away with a little bit of a shirt tug on Yoder.
Yoder, 234-pound senior. As you mentioned, a wide receiver, turn H-back, and he can play tight end if you have to. Second down and 10. Swinging it out. In and out of the hands of Carson, the tight end. That'll bring up a 3rd down. It is slow, but catchable.
Yeah, and that's a shame, Craig, because we've seen all day Carson coming in motion across the field and trapping the defensive end. That time, calling the play-action pass off of that. Steve Crosby, the offense coordinator, has been setting that play up all day. And Zolman just throws it a little low. Carson can't get a hold of it. I like the call, though. They've set up a few things. Now they're going and using those setups.
Zolman, by the way, 0 for his last 4 attempts. From the shotgun. Zolman, good protection. Looking, incomplete. He threw that ball deep. Intended receiver again was Yoder, and nearly picking off with Cromartie. And that's going to make on 4th down in a punting situation.
What's that? Is that crowd noise?
I think it is.
Fans actually waking up a little bit here as their team has a 3-and-out. Todd Yoder and Tavares Hogan's downfield for Vanderbilt ran into each other, a little crossing route.
Markham back to kick inside his own 10-yard line. Bo Carroll at the 40. Out of bounds. It's loose. At the 14. It was Lito Shepard who broke through to get the big paw.
True freshman out of Jacksonville, Lito Shepard, comes right up the middle. The up back went to his left and not to his right. Shepard basically unblocked. No chance for Markham. A good snap. He's getting it off in a timely fashion. Great effort by Shepard, the true freshman. And another big play, Craig, in the kicking game. Earlier, Vanderbilt tried a pooch punt that Markham dropped the snap. That time he gets one blocked.
Well, it gives the Gators excellent field position at the 14-yard line. Blitz from behind, and down goes Johnson. Nate Morrow came untouched, number 40.
Well, Nate Morrow was trailing number 26, Matt Stewart, in sacks. There's Morrow on the outside, comes right inside, and the left tackle for Florida, Mike Pearson, ducks down inside. He's got to fan out and pick up Morrow. The 6 sacks for Morrow ties him for the team lead with Matt Stewart. He didn't want to get outdone by his teammate, Craig.
Yeah, Morrow now with 6 sacks. Stewart was 6. Winborne's got 4. That's the 22nd QB sack for that Vanderbilt defense. From the shotgun is Johnson. Second down, 16. Johnson again under the rush, and down he goes. This time it's in the free safety. That's Harold Lurchus.
Number 23, Harold Lurchus, comes down to the line of scrimmage. He's going to blitz right through the middle, and once again, nobody from Florida picks him up. Center slides to his right. 3 blockers on the left side and 4 rushers. If you're going to bring a blitz, you got to outnumber him. That time, Lurchus had a free run at Doug Johnson.
He's a quarterback turned free safety. His first quarterback sack of the season. That's 3 on the day.
It's funny, John Hope, the defensive coordinator, said he was going to unload the bus. It looks like Vandy's the one unloading it now.
Johnson back to the air, throws and hooks it out. Travis Taylor. Well, they get those sacks back plus a few more yards. They'll bring up a 3rd down around the 12-yard line. Battles the strong safety, made the stop.
And really a nice job by Doug Johnson. Take what you can get. 3rd and a mile, not much of a chance of getting a 1st down. So he got it inside of Jeff Chandler's range. Chandler has never missed in his career inside 40 yards. He's 21 of 21 on his career.
Well, this will be from 29 yards.
So it should be automatic, right?
I won't say a thing. Kick is up. Away. Automatic indeed. Another 3 for the Gators. And here in the 2nd quarter, they've opened up a 10-point lead.
In our family, men lose their hair early.
Thank you.
By the time we hit 30, we don't have to invest much in combs. So I started using Rogaine when I was like 28 at the first sign of fallout. Before I looked like I needed it, because I knew I would. So here I am. I've been using Rogaine for about 2 years now, right at the source of the problem, and I don't see any difference. And that's the idea. You keep the hair you have. Look, I love my dad. I'm just not in a rush to look like him. Simple, safe, smart. Rogaine. It's stronger than heredity.
Out here, the stories unfold like a map. Stories written across the sky with the tip of an eagle's wing. Stories to fill a scrapbook you'd want to page through again and again. But first, you've got to go to where the stories live. You'll need an outfitter for the journey. Ford is your outfitter. With the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth, created to take you where the stories begin and never end. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
I just retired with a fair amount of money in my 401k, but the problem was it was all over the place. We sat down, we discussed an enormous amount of things. It's like telling your doctor almost. This is my personal financial plan. This is actually my playbook. I know exactly where I'm going with everything. It's got my current financial position, where my investments are, life insurance, education planning, retirement planning, planning for estate and taxes. Essentially, this book covers my whole life. I mean, it really is a game plan.
Tim Brando in New York. Coming up on the AXA Halftime Report, Spencer Tillman and I will get you caught up on all the scores and highlights of a huge afternoon in college football, including this upset win for Minnesota against Penn State. Now back to your game.
And welcome back. You just saw a thrill there as Minnesota knocked off Penn State. Here it's 10-0 Gators, ranked 5th in the country over Vanderbilt. Jeff Chandler has it teed at the 35. Boy, another big kick. of the end zone. No return. Vandy will start at the 20. Well, tomorrow on CBS, there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Don't miss the CBS miniseries, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, featuring classic rock songs, plus original songs by Bob Dylan, Carole King, and a special appearance from the legendary B.B. King. That's tomorrow on CBS. Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Been looking for that for months.
They know how to shake, rattle, and roll a little bit in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Vanderbilt comes to the line. Zolman under center, down 10. 7:36 remaining in the opening half from the eye. Handoff, McGrath. Stacked up, spun out of a tackle, and maybe a yard to the 21. Manuel, the strong safety, was there first to hit him.
And that time, Manuel not coming on a safety blitz, but he snuck down to basically linebacker depth, about 4 yards off the ball before the snap, turned himself into the 8th man. You hear about the 8th man in the box. That time, Manuel timed it up so that the quarterback didn't see him coming down till too late. Couldn't get out of the play. They were outnumbered to the right side.
McGrath and Thomas in the eye, and second down to 9. Zolman on the rollout, chase from behind. Boy, that was some speed right there. Eugene McCaslin.
And yesterday, when we talked to John Hoke, the defensive coordinator, here is a guy, Eugene McCaslin. He's a fifth-year senior, played 4 years as a running back. Spurrier said, I've got plenty of depth. Can you use him? Maybe at strong safety. Hoke said, no, the guy runs a 4.5. I want to blitz him. Here he comes from the outside. Nobody picks him up. He runs a sub 4.5 former running back. There's no way that Zolman is going to get away from the speed of a former running back.
Well, McCaslin, as you said, out of Tampa, a senior. 3rd down and 14. Zolman on the deep drop from the shotgun. Sets up, looks, fires, and he hooks up. Complete. Tavares Hogan's down the sideline and then steps out at the 48. Call it the 47.
The last sack by McCaslin was really set up as Vanderbilt knows that the backside's going to be unblocked. But let's continue to give this offensive line from Vanderbilt. That time McCaslin blitzes. May picks him up. Great time for Zolman to find Tavares Hogan's downfield. I can't say it enough, Craig. This offensive line, McGrath, the running back, gets a nice block. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this defensive package of Florida, and it's paying dividends because they've been able to slow down that rush of Florida.
31-yard pass play. 1st and 10, Vanderbilt at their own 47. That was the 13th time this season that Vandy has converted on 3rd down, 10 yards or more. Dancing up the middle on 2nd and 3rd effort, and he won't go down as Jared McGrath. Cromartie and a long host of 1, 2, 5, 6 blue jerseys brought him down.
Steve Spurrier couldn't take Jared McGrath, a local guy out of Ocala, Florida, really wanted to go to Florida, but I think Spurrier is kind of sick of this guy. Last year had his first career 100-yard game against Florida and really running tough today. I think Spurrier wishes he would have gone somewhere outside of the SEC when he decided not to offer him a scholarship.
I'd say McGrath put on a show back in September. 111 yards against Duke. Today you see his number, 7 carries for 40 yards. 2nd down 4 on a gain of 46. Yoder in motion. McGrath, first down, breaks it at the 20. Inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. And Alexander brought him down. I thought the road was open, but he made a little hitch step, stopped, and then was taken down. But the Commodores knocking on the door after a 34-yard pickup by McGrath.
Left side of the offensive line gets good push, and Lou Thomas, the fullback, throws the block that springs McGrath into the backfield. The problem with the blitzing team, Craig, everybody up around the line of scrimmage, nobody home if the guy breaks through that first line of defense like McGrath did there.
Yoder the motion man, 1st and 10. McGrath gets a rest. Rodney Williams checks back in and powers up a couple of yards inside the 10 down to the 9.
I think McGrath deserved a rest, but I also think Rodney Williams was over on the sideline saying, hey, coach, the offensive line is blocking great. The fullbacks are blocking great. Please put me back in the game. I'd like to get some of this yardage.
Well, the faces of 2 coaches, Ed. You saw the lines of concern and Spurrier, and The pacing of Woody Woodenhopper.
And this is a very good Florida rush defense, Craig. They have only given up 62.4 yards per game. That's second in the country. Vanderbilt very effective in the first half.
Second down. Again, hard running. Williams down to the 6. Roll made the tackle. Arpege Roll, a freshman. True freshman. His father, John, played with the Kansas City Chiefs. 260-pounder out of Miami.
And a lot of the true freshmen, young guys. Vanderbilt, very good in the red zone this year, well above the national average. Last year, they only got into the red zone 18 times. That tells you how much that their offense has improved. 26 possessions so far this year, only 8 games in.
8th play of the drive. 3rd down and 5. McGrath back in. Zolman looking on the run, pointing direction. Throw. Intercepted. Not a smart throw. Manuel made the pick. His 3rd interception of the season. Zolman flushed out of the pocket, threw a bad ball. Manuel says, "I'll take it." We'll be back.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he has his mother's eyes. Because I still have to teach him to whistle. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm injured, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Did I mention he has his mother's eyes? Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Out here, the stories unfold like a map. Stories written across the sky with the tip of an eagle's wing. Stories to fill a scrapbook you'd want to page through again and again. But first, you've got to go to where the stories live. You'll need an outfitter for the journey. Ford is your outfitter. With the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth, created to take you where the stories begin and never end. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
About free computers, but we haven't actually seen one. Not one with a monitor, 24-hour tech support, and a year of AOL included, like a Gateway PC with an Intel Celeron processor. Call 1-800-GATEWAY. For $28 a month, it's a PC you can believe in.
These impersonators are real killers.
Texas Rangers, nobody move!
And they've got Walker all shook up. All new Walker CBS tonight.
Welcome back. Home Depot College football here on CBS. 3:07 to go before halftime, and the Gators up by 10. Vanderbilt's drive stopped by an interception. Gators will run it on the ground, and it's Ernest Graham.
And Greg Zolman threw his 14th interception on the year. Has had a little problem with throwing the ball away, and this time just a little bit of pressure. He tries to move around in the pocket. Craig, that ball needs to be up here in the stands. Give a Florida Gator a gift to go home. There was just nothing open. I know he's trying to make a play, but really, he's just got to throw that out of the back of the end zone. He gives an early Christmas gift to Mr. Manuel.
Now, he was fighting for it against Darrell Dixon, and Manuel comes down with his 3rd pick of the season. Doug Johnson to the air. Hooks it up to the near side. Darrell Johnson. And he's run over by a host of white jerseys. Will mark him down at the 22, led by Jimmy Williams. Darrell Jackson last week. Big week against Georgia at 6 catches, 141 yards. He's really been the mainstay of this wide receiver corps.
And they needed a guy really to step up for Florida with all the injuries that they've had. Travis Taylor with the sprained ankle, and it's been Darrell Jackson. Said earlier, he has tied the Florida record with 6 consecutive 100-yard receiving games.
3rd down, handoff. Graham bounces outside and taken down on the shoe tops. Winborn, wow, right there, shooting in to make the stop. So the Gators, after the pick, will have to punt away.
What a great job by Dino Foligno, the defensive coordinator from Vanderbilt's defense that time. Winborn is really a tackle machine. That time, Graham goes to bounce it out. Winborn right there. One of the best tacklers in the SEC, leads the conference in that category.
And a timeout called, and we'll step aside. Gators will punt when we come back.
It's Shake, Rattle, and Roll Week. Rock around the clock with Early Edition CBS Saturday.
As you might expect, Teller and I don't see eye to eye on investing. I like to avoid risk. Teller's a little more daring. We do, however, share the same new way to trade online.
Introducing Power Street by Fidelity, the first site with trading tools customized by Lycos to fit your life, your goals, your unique way of doing things.
Look, the market's up. Or, in your case, down.
Power Street Online Trading. Call or visit Fidelity.com to open an account.
And now, the Fidelity Mentors of the Game.
As far as somebody that stands out in my life, it's probably my mom. I think my mom has had a huge impact as far as me as a person and as a player, because she's seen me from when I started playing football and all the way up to now. So I think she would be somebody who's mentored me a lot and somebody I really looked up to.
A minute 48 remaining in the half. Ryan will kick away. Jimmy Williams. Ryan with a good hanger. Williams underneath at the 33. And Williams up to the 44-yard line. Our mentor of the game. There he is, Mr. Chambers.
Wondering if he's going to go back in the game or not. Coach, do I get a blow this series out of Mondale, North Carolina? One of the few guys that Steve Spurrier Steve doesn't like to recruit out of state too much. Doesn't have to.
No.
With all the talent they have here.
Chambers, one of the defensive captains for the Florida Gators.
And Greg Zollman just needs to shake off that last play, trying to make something happen. Just shake it off. Just a sophomore, still learning.
First and 10 from the 45. Zollman pressure, and boy, he's thrown down at the 35 by Kelsey. Well, coming up on the AXA halftime report, Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman will bring you up to date on all the scores and highlights. Plus, they will talk to Mississippi State head coach Jackie Sherrill about his 8th-ranked Bulldogs after the best start ever, and all that and more coming up just a few minutes on the AXA halftime report.
You get a feeling John Hoke, the defensive coordinator for Florida, is getting tired of giving Zollman a lot of time to throw. At that time, he brought Keith Kelsey, who went untouched for the 9-yard sack.
Second down, 19. Under a minute left in the half. McGrath, little delayed draw to the 40. They'll pick up 3, maybe 4. And Slow coming up.
Oh, they can't lose this guy, Craig.
Jeff
this
Barnett.
is the leader of that offensive line. One of only 6 seniors on Vanderbilt, and he's really the leader of the entire offense.
Well, made his 31st consecutive start today. That tells you how durable this guy is, a senior out of Dallas. As we were talking to Steve Crosby, the offensive coordinator, and also Woody Woodenhofer, I mean, this guy is another coach. Ed, you played this position. You are another coach on the field.
And when you have such a young team, here's Barnett right here. Let's see if we can pick up. McGrath is just going to roll right into him. That's one of the dangers as an offensive lineman. You really have no idea what's coming from behind you. Alex Brown takes down McGrath, and things don't look real good right now for Jeff Barnett.
Well, how strange it is. Today's Rigid Tools Scholar Athlete of the game is Jeff Barnett of Vanderbilt. It's good to see him at least off the senior. Majored in economics at 3.09, the GPA. Rigid Tools' commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to Vanderbilt University General Scholarship Fund.
Barnett had a good point when we talked to him on the phone the other day, that as one of the only seniors, it's been a lot of fun to have some of these young guys that Woody Woodenhofer has gone out and recruited. Not only are they good players, but they have all this enthusiasm. They don't remember a lot of the history. They don't know the history of Vanderbilt. And he said, we have the leadership, but they've really given us a lot of enthusiasm because of how young they are. And they just don't know any better.
Jamie Byram has checked in at the center spot. Clean snap. McGrath dances near the first down to the 44.
And Craig, trust me, if you're the backup center and you come in, that's all you care about is a clean snap. Every coach in the world will tell you before you go in, don't mess up the snap. So Byron, he actually had a pretty nice block on that play. But you have a feeling that they just wanted to get a little running play so Byron could get in there and get a snap off to Zolman.
That brings up 4th down 11. And Monday on the King of Queens, how does a nice dinner with Ray and his wife turn into a slip disc and a big fat guy stuck in his attic? I don't know. Ray Romano guest stars on an all-new King of Queens. Check it out Monday right here on CBS.
Hey, easy on fat guys, Craig.
You dropped a few pounds.
I'm a former fat guy. Vanderbilt's offense is as easily as they've been moving the ball, not able to take advantage of. We had the interception by Zolman down in the red zone, and Vanderbilt coming into this game spectacular on the season in the red zone. But their defense, with the slipping up on the offense, really came out at a 3-and-out after the last turnover, and now hopefully Vanderbilt can get Florida pinned down deep and let their defense take over again.
4th and 11. Steve Spurrier eyeing a 10-point lead as they get ready to head into halftime. Markham with 3 punts on the day for 25 yards on the average, his longest boot of 49. And Bo Carroll, the great track man, back to receive at the 25. End over end kick. Carroll lets it go. Takes a bounce inside the 10 and touchdown at the 9-yard line. So the Gators will get a play, maybe 2 away before we step aside for halftime.
You have a feeling Doug Johnson will take a knee. Steve Spurrier all week said, you know, everyone has us as 28, 30-point favorites. I don't buy it. And when we watched film this week, Craig, I didn't buy it either. This Vanderbilt team is as good as I've seen in a long time. I mean, the best of the 90s by far. And really, Steve Spurrier had a good point. He said, we are not 28-point favorites.
Johnson smartly takes that knee, and the final seconds will tick down. Gators were shut out in the first quarter, but came back with 10 against Vanderbilt. And Steve Spurrier trots off, as does Woody Woodenhofer. That ends the first half. Our score, the Gators 10 over Vanderbilt nothing. We take you now to Tim Brando in our New York studios.
Coming up on the AXA Halftime Report, Spencer Tillman and I will have all the scores and highlights. Plus, we'll talk with Jackie Sherrill, head coach of 8-0 Mississippi State, right after this.
It's Shake, Rattle, and Roll Week. Rock around the clock with Early Edition CBS Saturday.
Are you sick of cereal and tired of stuff? We're going to whip up something excellent Monday morning on Eyewitness News Daybreak.
When Donovan Darius orders, people listen.
Can I have 2 Whoppers, a chicken sandwich, a BK fish, a number 5 value meal, a strawberry milkshake, and give me some of those home team schedule cards, a bunch of them.
Get your own 1999 home team football schedule from Burger King and the one and only Channel 4.
Hey, can you throw in one of those apple pies for me, please?
It's got all the info you need to cheer on your home team.
Got anything else you want to order, Donovan?
Yeah, get your home team schedule cards now, and don't leave home without it.
The year was 1941. Times were different. Joe DiMaggio hit safely in 56 consecutive games, and Mr. Nimnick opened his first Chevrolet dealership in Riverside. Today, Nimnick Chevrolet is the largest Chevy dealer in the entire region, offering the widest selection of cars, trucks, and sport utilities at unbeatable prices. That's why we say you always do better at Nimnick Chevrolet. Better selection, better service, better price. A Jacksonville tradition for over 58 years. 1550 Cassett Avenue.
Want to wake up your taste buds?
Then turn on Channel 4, because we're serving up breakfast.
With Daybreak.
Beginning Monday at 6 a.m., world-renowned chefs will share.
The secrets to fantastic food.
Plus, we're sending 5 viewers to taste some of the world's greatest dishes at Disney World. Send in a postcard to Channel 4 today and win tickets to the Epcot Food and Wine Fest. One grand prize winner will feast in style with a limo ride at night at a Disney resort and free tickets to Walt Disney World for the year. Send in your postcards and watch. Beginning Monday at 6 a.m. on Channel 4. Who's tougher than Chuck Norris? Who's faster than Sammo Hung? Billy Blanks, that's who. And Joy Purdy's taking you one-on-one with the Tybo King himself. So what's his secret to staying in shape?
Well, usually when I get up in the morning, the first thing I eat is O. Henry Bar and Pepsi.
Get the real scoop firsthand from Tybo man Billy Blanks. Tonight at 11 on News Channel 4. One-on-one with Tybo man Billy Blanks. Tonight at 11 on News Channel 4.
The AXA Halftime Report is sponsored by AXA Advisors.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Brando, and welcome to the AXA Halftime Report. With the score at the Swamp, Florida leading Vanderbilt 10-0. I'm joined by Spencer Tillman. Hello. Did we talk about Woody Woodenhofer's defense? Granted, they haven't been able to score, but Vanderbilt's defense is dictating tempo here.
You bet. We talked about one of the coaches in this country that Steve Spurrier respects. That's Woody Woodenhofer. He has done a fine job of putting his guys in position to make great plays. They've got 3 sacks today. They've given that Florida offense a lot of problems, Timmy.
The Gators are feeling pretty good about things right now, the state of affairs in the BCS. We're going to tell you why right now. It is a shock what we have to tell you about in the land of not-so-happy Valley. 24-23, Minnesota. Kevin Thompson, the Penn State quarterback, with the play action here to Bryant Johnson's 17-yard strike. The Lions are up 14-9. They win close games, right? Minnesota quarterback Billy Cockerham with a play action of his own to Thomas Hamler. You love this kid.
I like this guy because he steps up in there, avoids the pressure, and get the ball to his carrier. That's the way you make big plays, avoiding the pressure.
Sometimes it helps to be lucky, too. Cockerham looking for Ron Johnson. The ball is deflected to Arlen Bruce, who makes a 28-yard diving catch to put them in field goal range for Dan Nystrom, who hits the game winner from 32 yards out. Afterwards, here's Joe Pop.
You have them 4th and 18, and they make a miraculous play. I mean, if they don't do that, we're fine. I've tried to, this club only lost by 10 points to 3 pretty good football teams. And when I tell you guys somebody's going to be tough, you all have a tendency not to believe me. So I felt they would be tough. And they are. They're tough, they're well coached, and they played a great football game.
That's why it's college football, and you know what? College football has been set on its ear. Virginia Tech, Florida, Tennessee, Kansas State, all recipients today of this BCS buster.
Yeah, and of course, Penn State added to that. I tell you what, Penn State has both been lucky and good this year. Minnesota, as Joe Pa said, is a quality team. They didn't sneak up on them. They were for real. They knew it. They just didn't tell anybody else.
That's right. Now, back to the scoreboard, and let's show you that Virginia Tech, in a game many are watching on CBS, leading West Virginia 7-0 in the second quarter. They play host to Miami next week. Georgia Tech and Virginia 24-7. Joe Hamilton, all-time ACC total offense leader. Texas A&M and Nebraska, in the second quarter. Nebraska only up 3 against the Aggies. They get K-State next week. Wisconsin and Purdue. Boilermakers down 7 to the Badgers. Brooks Bollinger with a touchdown pass. Breeze has one as well. And Texas and Oklahoma State, only the second trip into Stillwater ever for the Horns. They lead it by a score of 28-14. Coming up next Saturday, some of you will see number 24 Notre Dame take on Pittsburgh, while others will see number 8 Mississippi State battle 12th-ranked Alabama in a game that will decide the SEC West. On Thursday night, the Bulldogs beat Kentucky on a dramatic last-second field goal. Mississippi State has an 8-0 record, their best start ever, thanks in large part to a head coach, Jackie Sherrill. Earlier, we spoke to Jackie and asked him about the Bulldog defense, which held Kentucky well below its average.
Defense is good. I mean, we have a top 1, 2, 3 defensive team in the country. No question about it. You could say, this team is probably as good as I've ever been around talent-wise.
This is your 3rd straight game that you've won in the last 2 minutes. 4 games decided by 3 points or less. You guys are living on thin ice right now with the kind of wins you're coming up with, but it's no less exciting, I'm sure.
Well, I think that the good thing is that, you have players that will not quit. You have players that will believe that they can go down. But I do think that what's the best thing about it, though, is that your fans believe and they hang in there.
All right, Coach, barring a matchup in the SEC championship game, you don't play Florida, you don't play Georgia, you don't play Tennessee. Does that help or hurt your cause?
Certainly it helps. But, I would say that you ask Florida, Tennessee, or Georgia, would they rather play us or play somebody else they're playing? They'd rather play somebody else, too.
You guys have combined schedule 22-43 for your opponents at this point. Can you blame the naysayers for thinking you guys hadn't played anyone at this point?
When you were at Oklahoma playing Texas and then playing Nebraska, that were basically the only 2 teams you had to play that year. In November, it's a one-game elimination. Somewhere down the line, somebody's going to get beat. You have to have help from other people, and you have to, that day, be good enough to play and win.
Oh, Jackie turned it on my partner here, the big 2 and little 6.
Did you see how quick he jumped on that? He didn't waste any time with jabbing me back in there. Jackie Sherrill's a quality coach. His team is on top for right now, but let's see if they can hang on with Ole Miss around the corner and Alabama and the rest of that bunch.
All right, still to come, a tribute to Walter Payton when the AXA halftime report continues. In the first half of our game, Ernest Graham has been the only story. This touchdown run, the only score of the afternoon at the Swamp.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
To connect the Sony Digital 8 Handycam to the VAIO PC, anything is possible.
VAIO. I'm serving a party of 20 at 7 o'clock, whether this pain goes away or not. So I took something stronger, something faster. I took Advil liquid gels. See, they're stronger and faster on tough pain than extra-strength Tylenol, and, well, it just makes sense that they are. Liquid gels are the only pain reliever with liquid inside. Nobody else has that. Nobody. So when you want something that's faster on tough pain than Tylenol, take Advil liquid gels. Pain relief that's stronger and faster.
I know the truth about tires. And I have proof. Pep Boys has tires from 4 for $99 to the Futura SE's Motor Trend said were impressive. The truth will set me free.
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Dandruff, scratching, itching. Introducing new Neutrogena T-Gel Stubborn Itch Control with cooling menthol you feel on contact. Unlike self-control, it works. Ask any dermatologist.
How come creating one document takes 2 printers? What genius thought of this? You send half a job to the black and white printer, half to the color machine. And you're what? A human collator? Where exactly is this office of the future we keep hearing about? These magic machines of the new millennium. The ones that deliver laser-sharp black text in stunning color. Freeing you from that sick 2-machine marathon you once called your workday. The Image Class series from Canon. Here's the future. Let's get to work.
There are certain things you expect from a world-class university like Vanderbilt. But we believe we should do more than what's expected. Our professors teach what is known and search for the unknown. Our students take the time to serve the community. And our doctors and nurses provide the best care available. It's the things you expect, and some you don't, that make Vanderbilt a special place.
The AXA Halftime Report is sponsored by AXA Advisors.
We welcome you to the AXA Halftime Report. I'm Tim Brando, along with my partner, Spencer Tillman. What a day. We'll be talking about it for some time to come. And let's fire up the scoreboard and go right to it, where Colorado gives Kansas State all they want and then some. 20-14 the final. Without 3 interceptions by Kansas State, they would have been in big trouble today. Jonathan Beasley did have a touchdown pass. This one to Quincy Morgan. By the way, Michael Bishop was on hand to watch today's game. Kansas State very much alive in the national picture.
Yeah, Kansas State is pretty good, Timmy, but let's debate how good they are after they play Nebraska coming up this week.
Joe Hall with the 3-yard touchdown run. Alabama holds on against LSU 23-17. They led 23-6. Tigers mount a comeback. Time running out. No timeouts left. Option to run or pass out of the stacked I. Reggie Miles sticks Josh Booty. Alabama barely hangs on.
Yeah, perhaps looking ahead to Mississippi State, but one of the reasons they struggled today, 14 rushes, 18 yards from the Heisman Trophy candidate, Sean Alexander.
Andrew Zhao also was playing on a leg and a half. Michigan over Northwestern, 37-3. Tom Brady, 3 touchdown passes, a career high. Ohio State had 1 yard rushing officially today. Are you kidding me? Michigan State throttled them 23-7. Miami and Pittsburgh. David Priestley, the Pittsburgh quarterback, out with an arm injury. Kenny Kelly had a big day. Akron and Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks, Travis Prentice, 3 touchdowns, 76 career in the NCAA. That breaks a record set by Ricky Williams in all, 376 yards rushing, 41 carries. Here's the latest CBS Sportsline Top 10 fan poll. The Jackets are at number 10, followed by Mississippi State and Alabama. They'll meet next week on CBS. Florida is at number 5, followed by the Hokies. In the top 3, Penn State, Florida State, and Tennessee. Remember to cast your vote by clicking on NCAA football at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online at keyword CBS Sportsline. Earlier today, Soldier Field took on a somber air for a tribute to Walter Payton. Chicago fans paid their last respects to the Bears' all-time great, and his teammates reflected on his legacy.
I got a little girl, she's 4 years old. 10 years from now, when she asks me about the Chicago Bears, I'll tell her about a championship, and I'll tell her about great teams, and great teammates, and great coaches, and how great it was to be a part of it. But the first thing I tell her about is Walter Payton.
An emotional day indeed in the Windy City for Walter Payton. You know, you remember him as a player and as a human being. For me, as a father, I remember him as Jarrett Payton's dad, the youngster that plays for Miami. He was only 12 years old when he delivered the speech to bring Walter Payton into the National Football League Hall of Fame, and the class with which that young man handled that told me all I needed to know about Walter.
That was a special moment, Timmy. Every once in a while, a running back comes along and you can describe the guy and put him into a specific category. Sweetness did not fit into a category. He created one. He motivated me one time back in the late 80s, training, getting ready for football, and I was down on my last leg, running those hills that he's notorious for. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, he got down in my ear and said, I guess what? Alan Pinkett, I bet, is not giving up at this point. I got up off that and finished that drill. He's inspiring.
Yeah, your old teammate Pinkett. That is a great reminder. The AXA halftime report continues right after this.
I love golf. It's like life. There are opportunities, and there are obstacles. My clients who own businesses, they understand that.
Dave Tornetto, AXA Advisors.
My job is to help them find a balance between growth and risk.
AXA Advisors, part of a global company helping 40 million people.
We may not get a hole-in-one, but we'll get the ball on the green. Not in some swamp.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Want to intimidate? Put on your game face. But when you take it off, put on your Remington face with the Remington Microscreen 3 and the power of 3 flexing microscreens to get close, fast.
Just try and get closer.
Shaves incredibly close or your money back.
When I heard those fights at this high endurance challenge, how can I say no? It's a white solid antiperspirant, but it goes on clear. And this stuff really lasts, guaranteed. So take the challenge and see for yourself.
You know how you're supposed to eat Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza?
Bill doesn't get it. Backwards, Bill. The other way. Backwards, Bill. Backwards. That boy. Now bite it. Billy. Bite it, Billy.
Jill's not afraid to eat her stuffed crust backwards. Everybody knows how to eat stuffed crust pizza backwards. With a ring of cheese baked right into the crust, it's the most fun you can have with a pizza. A large one topping is $9.99. Jill's made of tougher stuff than Bill.
Take a bite, Billy. Backwards, Bill. Keep your chin up, Bill.
Stuffed crust, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Select road. Validating tires.
With BF Goodrich tires, it's any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
America Online introduces new version 5.0.
5.0 has a ton of new features.
You've got pictures is great.
5.0 is really easy.
There's just a wealth of things that you can only find on AOL.
America Online new version 5.0. Sign up today.
The University of Florida campus is a beautiful place, but the challenge for a major university in the 21st century is to move beyond these walls and meet people where they are. That means using technology to assist our students with registration, improve the classroom learning environment, and even deliver courses to their workplace, no matter where that is. It's part of our commitment to performance in the new millennium.
Meet Ray's cousin Gerard.
He's a schmo. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Does he remind you of someone?
Oh, my God, I am Gerard.
All New Raymond, CBS Monday.
And it's halftime in Gainesville. Ernest Graham with the lone touchdown for the Gators, who lead by 10. We'll come back to the Swamp after this.
A financial representative is like a good coach.
Lynn Medeiros, AXA Advisors.
First, I gotta have all the financial X's and O's. Second, I gotta motivate people to do their best, to execute the game plan.
AXA Advisors, part of a global company helping 40 million people.
And sometimes, I have to blow the whistle and say, look, do this. It's good for you. It's what your family needs.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
To test their latest parka, Mother Gert Boyle, son Tim, head for the mountains. Columbia Sportswear.
Oh.
Hi there. Can we get you anything? Oh, no, I'm fine. Are you enjoying your stay, sir? You're on vacation, huh? No business, but the Best Western for a seminar. Isn't that still going on? Workshops today. I slipped out the back. Boss is never going to know I spent all day on the beach. You're not going to tell him, are you? Can we get you some lotion? Lotion? I'm tougher than that.
Who can solve this? Mr. Montez.
Last Saturday in the Army Reserve, I linked up 40 tanks, 60 Humvees, and 7,000 troops. On Monday, class was no sweat.
Not bad, Mr. Montez.
As little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Army Reserve.
Hey! What are you doing? This movie is terrible. Don't you like science fiction? There is a science fiction marathon on right now. You need Web TV to remind you of your favorite shows.
They say the ultimate test of a car battery is to put it into a New York City cab. So we did. Napa's new orbital battery is the first to store acid in leak-proof cells. That's important because it makes it virtually indestructible. More than we can say about the cab.
What did you do to my cab?
Napa, over 200,000 parts, and every one's important.
Taxi!
Monday on The King of Queens, Ray and his wife drop by for good food.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah. Good times.
Will you just get me out of here? I'm stuck.
And bad luck.
Is there anyone down there who can scratch my inner thigh?
At all new King of Queens.
I love you.
It's very nice coming from a man who's wearing his house as a belt.
CBS Monday.
And we're ready to start the third quarter here at the Swamp. The Gators on top of Vanderbilt by 10. Craig Bolerjack back along with Ed Cunningham. Vanderbilt, Ed, moved the football in the first two quarters, but yet nothing on the scoreboard.
There's a couple of mistakes in the kicking game. Block punt. They muffed a snap on a punt. And then Greg Zolman, as they got the ball down inside of Florida's 10-yard line, rolls out. Nobody open for him and really makes a mistake. Should have thrown this ball into the end zone. Instead, Marquand Manuel comes up with his third interception on the season, and that really killed the drive and the momentum that Vanderbilt had going into the second quarter.
And then we look at the first half numbers. We talk about moving the football. Vanderbilt outgained Florida 134-112.
And who would have thought at home that Vanderbilt would have been able to outgain them, doing a nice job running the ball. Jared McGrath had 82 yards on 10 carries minus the sacks of Zolman, so they've had success moving the ball on the ground against Florida.
Now remember, Vanderbilt won the toss to start this game. They deferred and wanted the football to start the third quarter, and they will have it. Big breakaway. Here comes Hogan's out of bounds, 40-yard line. 40-yard return. Tavares Hogan's.
And really the backup kickoff returner, Tavares Hogan's, but it's the blocking up front by Vanderbilt. You get a double team block right there. They knocked the Florida defender on the ground, and Hogan's is longest coming into this game on kickoff returns this year, 23 yards. So he goes 40, and again, Vanderbilt has had good field position all day, Craig. How will they respond?
Now they're down by 10 as you look at Tavares Hogan's, runs that sub 4.4, and he burned it there to the 40-yard line. McGrath, who had a big first half off the bench, will start on the run, and nothing doing there. The Gators with good down-line pursuit led by Andre Davis.
Vanderbilt has their average start today, the 37-yard line. So they've had good field position, good returns, and now Zolman and his group on offense needs to take advantage of it. That time, Andre Davis, a good inside-out pursuit for John Hoke and defensive coaching staff for Florida.
How about this Florida Gator defense? 10 new starters from last year, 7 sophomores and a freshman. Right now, 5-10. The Yoder in motion. Zolman throws into the seam, nearly picked. Great defensive effort there by Alex Brown, number 13, who came from his right end spot.
And one thing that John Hoke, the defensive coordinator from Florida, talked about is Alex Brown. We need to move him around the field, not necessarily always rushing the passer, sometimes dropping him out. This time, Zolman does not see on the zone blitz the defensive end running out, and the way Alex Brown runs, he's listed as a linebacker, Craig, but really the speed, excuse me, as a defensive end, but really the speed of a linebacker.
He's had some thumb problems as it taped up today as you look at Yoder in motion. 3rd down and 10. Little swing pass out to McGrath at the 40, and then halftime. Whipped him down was Brown again, up around the helmet at the 44.
And McGrath wants to mix it up a little bit. Didn't like how he was tackled high that time by Alex Brown. But again, Vanderbilt not able to take advantage of good field position after the good kick return by Tavares Hogan's.
3 up, 3 down. Punting situation. Markham in. And Bo Carroll back to receive for Florida. Good snap. Markham with the boot. Good hang time. Carroll pedals back. Bo at the 7. Breaks a tackle. Sidesteps another. Flags are down at the 13. 50-yard kick and a 7-yard return. Harold Mitchell will give us the call as the guys in stripes huddle up.
Got an illegal block on the back on number 24, Van Az Gooch, as he came down trying to spring Bo Carroll. When you see that backside number.
Block in the back, on the receiving team, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
All right, Ed, here we go. Time for our Aflac trivia question. In the 90s, which are the only 3 Division 1A schools to win 9 or more games in each season? We'll have the answer for you coming up just a bit.
That's the first one all year that I knew without having to look it up.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No cheating today? Gators deep in their own position to start their first series of the second half. 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. Up by 10. Bo Carroll gets the call, and the little fella just squeaks through, picks up 3. Nate Morrill wrapped him up. And I mean little, but yet this guy has the speed. Bo Carroll, only 5'9", folks, 165 pounds. And we talked, as you mentioned it in the first half, 5th on the depth chart. He made a big hit in the spring, came back in the fall, and what the difference is, this guy runs track, but he's learned how to hit the hole and play football.
Yeah, he was a guy that they tried at wide receiver. He wanted to stay at running back, asked for a chance, got it in the fall scrimmages. He just blew up, and Steve Spurrier said we couldn't keep him off the field.
2nd down, 7, 5 wideouts to the near side of the quick play. It's Caldwell, and he is sworn under by the guys in white. Jimmy Williams right there, along with 5 other Commodores, and I hear a little course of boos coming up here from the swamp. That brings up 3rd down.
Florida trying to set up a little flanker screen to Caldwell, and Jimmy Williams, the cornerback, on coverage on that side. Jimmy Williams, the best corner cover for Vanderbilt, but Dino Foligno, the defensive coordinator, when we talked to him, said, I'd love to have him cover their best receiver, but my question is, who is it?
Who is it?
I'll just put him out there and have him cover anybody.
Oh, it's amazing. When you run down all the rosters, there's so many high school All-Americans that play for both sides of the football. So many guys that run that sub 4.40. Johnson, quick step drop. Give and go to the far sideline. Pulled in. Darrell Jackson. First down, Gators. Russian Jones rushed after him and chased him out. Just inside the 30-yard line, but not before a Gator first down.
And Russian Jones giving a lot of respect to the speed of Darrell Jackson. Smart move by him, but this is just an easy pitch and catch for Johnson and Darrell Jackson. And Jones dropping off deep into coverage, a big gain for Jackson because of that cushion.
When he's dangerous, picks his way past the 35 up to the 37. And Morrow brought him down. Close to a first down. They may have to pull the chain.
Bo Carroll, a huge game last week against Georgia in his first career start. 10 carries, 113 yards, and 1 touchdown. This early in the game, the little counter play from that favorite formation with Spurrier. He's lined up next to Johnson, but they really needed that in the second half, Craig. All that running by Bo Carroll.
First down, Gators out of the hands of the tight end, Aaron Kinney. Kinney, a 3-year letterman out of Ashland, Virginia.
And the reason the Gators needed all that running and the good defense against Georgia, 0 passing yards for Doug Johnson. And now, he only tried 9 attempts. But today, they've just not been, and Steve Spurrier said on offense, we're just not as efficient as we have been. And he points to the passing game. Although good numbers, he just doesn't think the timing's right.
Johnson up in the pocket. Nearly threw an interception, and right there with his hands up was Jamie Winborn.
And you kind of hear the crowd, Craig. They booed the flanker screen to Caldwell earlier in this drive, and that time things just didn't look like the timing was right. Winborn, a dangerous pass by Doug Johnson trying to feed it into his big senior tight end, Kenny, 6'6", 272, but Winborn does a nice job getting around and batting that thing down.
On 3rd down and 10, 3 wide receivers set. Bo Carroll, the lone back. Johnson really changing things up at the line. Vanderbilt showing blitz. Johnson steps up and throws. Complete. Pass midfield. That's Travis Taylor. First down, Gators. Jimmy Williams made the tackle. Taylor, the 99 Orange Bowl MVP, had pulled down 7 balls for 159 yards.
And that's why everyone was so excited. You could even see right there, Craig, he's still a little gimpy on that ankle. He sprained it against Tennessee, missed. His first game back was last week against Georgia. So excited because of that Orange Bowl performance, but really he hasn't been able to do the things he wanted to do because of injuries.
Pitch. Here comes Bo Carroll. Running down the tackle, but Vanderbilt nicely on the pursuit brings Bo Carroll down after a 3-yard gain to the 46. He was able to run through the tackle of Jamie Winborn, and that's a rarity as Matt Stewart came over for help.
Woody Woodenhofer coached linebackers in Pittsburgh as well as a defensive coordinator his last few years there, the 4 Super Bowl rings. Coach guys like Jack Ham and Jack Lambert, and that's one of the reasons that he is always able to attract good linebackers here. Stewart, Winborn, these guys are really top-notch linebackers in the SEC.
And don't forget Nate Morrow. 9th play of this drive coming up. 2nd down. Call it 7. Johnson, good protection, throws sideline, complete at the 21-yard line, and a great throw and a great catch by Jackson.
There's one nobody questions about Doug Johnson. Arm strength. This is not an easy throw, Craig. He's got to throw it on a line to Darrell Jackson. Good blocking up front by the offensive line, and Aaron Kenny, the tight end, stayed in. But that is a long throw that he's got to get a lot of heat on it. And Jackson barely gets that left foot down and has control.
24-yard pickup. 3 wideouts. 1st and 10. Carroll, the lone back, he'll get the call. Dances his way past the 20 up to the 19-yard line. You know, I want to go back and talk about practice. We dropped by Thursday, which is a rarity. Steve Spurrier was nice enough to let us in. But you know what? He was working tenaciously with the wide receivers. But yet we were watching the arm strength of Doug Johnson and Jesse Palmer. These guys run full speed in practice on Thursday. They don't let up.
Yeah, with Steve Spurrier, his whole thing is we have to get the timing down, and he believes, and I believe it as well, the only way to do that in the passing game is run your routes full speed all the time. It doesn't matter if you're in sweats, sneakers, whatever. It's the only way the quarterbacks can really get a feel for all of your breaks.
Bo Carroll shaken up. Ernest Graham comes in for the Gators on 2nd down. That was pitch and catch. And Travis Taylor makes the catch.
You talked about being able to go out to practice on Thursday. It is a rarity in Florida to go out to practice. Closed practice, at least they're polite.
They are very polite.
Thank you for not watching. On the backside, it says, now beat it.
If you get past that point, you've gone too far. You see this drive, 11 plays, 77 yards, and chewing up some time here in the 3rd quarter. 5 wide receiver set, and now Johnson looks over that Vanderbilt defense and says, no,
too many options.
Got to call a timeout. 8:51 remaining 3rd quarter. Timeout. We'll be right back.
With its powerful V6 engine and rugged construction, the Grand Vitara is perfectly engineered to speed you to safe haven. The V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki. Motor Week's best small SUV of the year.
Suzuki. Hey, man. How come every time I call you, you're on the phone? Who are you talking to?
My friends, family. I call them a lot since I don't get to see them that much.
Phone bills must be killing you.
Not at all. I dial 10-10-321. It's only 8 cents a minute for calls over 10 minutes. That's 50% off.
And when you're talking with family and friends, you just know you're going to be on for a while.
Sounds good. My wife's on the phone all the time with her sister. Hey, man, am I ever going to get to shoot?
Not when you're playing against me.
Oh, we could put another desk in here. What? Hey, what?
Some growth strategies are better than others. How's yours? CPAs. Never underestimate the value.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful.
Well, Steve Spurrier, always coaching, never letting up. I tell you, it was Doug Johnson really over there holding court as we were away to break. And Steve Spurrier just kind of backing off, letting his quarterback talk to his offense. 3rd down, 3 wideouts. Johnson pedals back, good protection over the middle. Complete. It went through the hands of Graham and then nearly taken down by Jackson for a touchdown.
But give credit to the linebackers again from Vanderbilt. This time Lamont Turner, the inside backer, comes into his drop, reads the eyes of Doug Johnson. Goes through the hands, but the linebackers right in there on coverage in the middle of the field. Spurrier saw Jackson open, and because of the layered routes, the timing was off. We talked about the timing all day, Craig, just a little off there.
Jeff Chandler in to try a 33-yard kick. Low snap, good hold, up and through. So Chandler from 33, and the Gators build a 13-point lead.
Come here, boy.
With its V6 power and shift on the fly 4-wheel drive, the Grand Vitara is perfectly engineered to run you and your buddy through any and all terrain. The V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki.
Wow, Suzuki, huh?
It's Motor Week's best small SUV of the year.
Hey, Mike, Chardonnay's a little warm.
You got it, brother.
Go, 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 go! the action before you make your little wine and cheese run. Bon appetit.
I think he's being sarcastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, let me get this straight.
Yes.
Are you actually saying I don't have to pay you a separate commission every time I trade a stock?
Exactly.
I'd pay an annual fee instead.
Right.
Is anyone getting
We
this?
don't pay you a commission every time we trade. What's your motivation?
It's just like always, Ann, your best interest.
Could you just explain it again?
Maybe what it is the fee is based on the value of our portfolios. So when we succeed, they succeed.
You'll have to be patient with us. This is all very new.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by Merrill Lynch, Web TV, Best Western, and by Suzuki.
Welcome back to the Swamp. The sun beginning to settle here in Gainesville. Hey, what a great college town. Thought about moving down here?
Oh, boy. Homecoming. It's amazing last night. 70,000 in here for the festivities.
Yeah, Carrot Top, the comedian, was having a good time. Chandler, the kick. It's Hogan's picking it up inside the 10. Switches direction. Breaks a tackle at the 20 and falls to the 25.
Excuse me, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well, here is our Aflac trivia answer. But first, the question. In the 90s, which are the only 3 Division 1A schools had to win 9+ games in each season?
Let's see. I would have to go with Florida. You're right up the road a little bit, Florida State, and then, of course, Nebraska.
And of course, you didn't look. No. I did 3 tremendous programs. Seminoles, Huskers, and Gators. Crowd getting a little noisy again. 1st and 10. Vanderbilt will start this drive on their own 26-yard line. Nice cut. And it's McGrath who has really had his way with his Gator defense. Manuel made the tackle, the strong safety.
And you just mentioned how great those 3 teams are. Well, in the 90s, 106 wins for Florida State, 103 for Nebraska, and Steve Spurrier became the first coach in the 20th century to win 100 games in his first decade at a school last week against Georgia. An amazing accomplishment, especially because Florida football really hadn't had a whole bunch of success before Coach Spurrier got here.
How about McGrath? 12 carries, 93 yards. 1st and 10. Commodores play action. Zolman under pressure. Sidesteps and throws. Little hop skip, incomplete. They had Lou Thomas, but being chased from behind, had to throw off that back foot.
Yeah, and there was a pretty good guy chasing him, number 13, Alex Brown. Hungry for his first sack of the game. He goes right around the left tackle, Gruber. And really, Vanderbilt has not had problems with the sound today. They've had the silent count, but really this crowd has not been a huge factor for the Vanderbilt offensive line. But that time, Alex Brown got a great jump on Gruber, got around, and Zolman had to run for his life.
Well, I tell you, Brown backed up a pretty good player last year, didn't he? Javon Curse.
Yeah. That's why you never heard of Alex Brown until this year. There was a guy named Curse in front of him.
McGrath in motion, 2nd down, 10 from the 37. Zolman again, putting the blitz. Pick. Oh, caught. My eyes deceive me, Lou Thomas. Boy, I tell you what.
You thought you saw Marquand Manuel, didn't you?
I did, and Alex Brown came in so quick. Zolman did a terrific job to get that ball away.
Well, the reason they're going to let the defensive end, Alex Brown on the outside. I circled Gerard Warren, but that was Alex Brown. They left him unblocked because they were setting up the middle screen to Lou Thomas, the fullback. Now, your quarterback's going to pay a price when you set up those kind of plays, but the reason it was a success because the offensive line let the guys go and can get up and block the linebackers.
1st and 10 after that 13-yard pickup. At midfield is Vanderbilt down by 13. McGrath squeezes for a yard to the 49. Buck Gurley made the tackle. Well, next weekend, the Franklin-Templeton Shark Shootout. It's Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern, then Sunday, 4 o'clock Eastern. Of course, Duval and the Shark himself. You'll see it here on CBS.
And John Hope, the defensive coordinator for Florida, this is one of those downs, 2nd and long, where he might try to unload the bus, as he likes to say it. Bring some heat on Zolman.
Elliott Carson in motion, and now a timeout.
And Zolman probably saw that blitz coming and said, Coach, I'd like to come over and talk to you about it for a second.
So Vanderbilt and Woody Woodenhofer will have to burn one. Boy, there's a look at Spurrier. Well, now let's take a look at our U.S. Army Reserve teammates. We take you back to 1996. Danny Werfel's 9-yard pass to Jaquez Green, capping off a 95-yard drive as Florida held on to beat Vanderbilt 28-21. Werfel threw for 4 touchdowns in that football game, and he went on to win the big one, the Heisman.
And the only coach to win a Heisman and coach a Heisman Trophy winner, Steve Spurrier. They put up Danny Werfel's jersey in the stadium. They were going to put Coach Spurrier's number 11 up there, and he said, no, I get enough recognition around here. It's about team, not about individuals. You can put up Danny Werfel's. He deserves it, but I didn't win any championships here. I don't want my jersey up there. A nice move, I think, by Steve Spurrier.
It speaks volumes. And, of course, you don't think that trickles down to the way the players behave?
No question. And he also unretired his jersey.
Yeah.
The only 2 jerseys ever retired were him and Scott Brantley, a linebacker, number 55. He called Scott when he got here and said, hey, Scott, you know what? Let's forget about all the politics and unretire these, and gave his jersey number to Thaddeus Bullard because Bullard was doing so well in the classroom.
Yeah, that was the deal. If you can improve your grades, Thaddeus, Mr. Bullard, you can have number 11. And he backs up Alex Brown at that right end linebacker spot. 2nd down, 9. Zolman under center. 5-step drop. Fires sideline. Caught. 1st down, Vandy. And on the receiving end was number 7. That's Hogan's.
And again, the offensive line, the blitz came from Florida. And really, Zolman is getting a lot of help. I mean, I know he's got a little grass on his back, a couple of stains, but really, this offensive front for Vanderbilt has really held their own picking up the zone blitzes of Florida today. I believe that extra week of preparation was huge, Craig.
Yeah, 12-yard pickup. McGrath cut down at the line before he could get the legs churning, but he gets to the 36, and it was Keith Kelsey and Manuel who were there to make the hit.
Craig, I'll disagree with you there. This guy has his legs churning in the huddle. I mean, he's got some ability. Don't kid yourself about Jared McGrath. He's got some ability, but really, this guy is effort from the word go.
Nearing 100 yards off the bench. 14 carries for 95 yards. 2nd down, 9. McGrath turning the corner, makes a move back inside of the 29.
And there's that ability I was just talking about, Craig. You have a little counter set up with the tight end, Carson, coming across. Little delay, handoff to McGrath, and look at the little bounce right there, and then right there throws a move on Cromartie to gain another 3 yards. Cromartie makes a nice tackle, but McGrath really having himself a great day. 101 yards last year was the first time he went over 100. He really likes playing against these Gators. Wanted to go here, Craig. I think he's trying to prove a point.
I think he's making a direct phone call right there to Mr. Spurrier. 3rd down and short, call it 2. McGrath, big hole, 1st down and more. He'll squirt past the 25 to the 23. Darrell Dixon, the free safety, made the tackle.
It's good to see Jeff Barnett, the center senior. What a great block by Barnett on Buck Gurley, the nose guard. Got his pads down, drove him right out of there. Remember, Barnett was helped off the field when McGrath fell on his legs in the 1st half, but an excellent job by Barnett. Nice low pads, drove Gurley right out of there.
Todd Yoder lines up to the far side, I formation, 1st and 10, 23-yard line. Lou Thomas in motion. Zolman pedals, then down, incomplete.
And luckily, Craig, that ball was incomplete because Marquand Manuel had perfect coverage on the swing back, Lou Thomas. Even if he would have caught it, it would have been a dangerous throw over there.
You know, Ed, this goes back to what we said as you look at Coach Hoke on the defensive side. John Hoke in his 1st year replaces a great one too in Bobby Stoops, who took the head coaching job at Oklahoma.
And those 2 are friends. That's how John Hoke was recommended for the job by Bob Stoops. Still talks to him a couple of times a week.
This drive has gone 9 plays, 51 yards, 4 minutes off the clock. McGrath again, dancing through traffic to the 16. Alex Brown chased him down from behind.
And one thing Vanderbilt has always done this year on offense is they run the little traps. We see them all day. This time, very simply, a bunch of zone blocking up front. McGrath is going to get the ball, cut in behind the center, Barnett, who ties up arpege roll. Good eyes. When you run that inside zone play, that is the block that the running back, the onside covered offensive lineman, which at that time was Barnett, a good read by McGrath.
17 carries now for McGrath, 115 yards. He'll get the call again, another big chunk off the right side to the 12. And again, Alex Brown making the stop, so he's running behind Saltzman, Ed, and Bindum.
And they're really running at the strength of Steve Spurrier, John Hope's defense. The strength of this defense is against the run. Last week against Georgia, this defense only allowed 1 rushing yard in the 4th quarter to the Bulldogs. It's like Vanderbilt came in here and said, you know what, guys, we're ready to go toe-to-toe with the big boys. You start to feel Vanderbilt gaining some confidence now, Craig.
Well, they have moved the ball the entire football game, but yet turnovers have hurt them. Zolman under center on 1st and 10 from the 13. McGrath again, up the gut. He stood up and driven back, but not before he drives down to the 8-yard line. And Manuel, the strong safety, put the helmet right on those 2 threes.
And there's that little inside trap play again. Todd Yoder, the former wide receiver, lines up as the H-back, comes in, and it's called a crack block where he comes down, the nose guard's unblocked, and really helping Vanderbilt put together a heck of a drive.
12 plays, 66 yards, coming up on the 6-minute mark. McGrath this drive at 8 carries for 41 yards. 2nd down, 6. Again from the eye, McGrath going to the well again and stacked up at the 5. Now bring up 3rd down, call it 2, and Andre Davis made the stop along with along with Alex Brown.
And the one thing that this drive is doing, not only is it giving Vanderbilt obviously a lot of confidence, that just the simple isolation on the middle linebacker by Lou Thomas, the fullback. McGrath finds a little seam, but Vanderbilt's defense is over on the sidelines, and Woody Wooden offering his staff, they can do anything. They can coach defense, making some adjustments, and more importantly, Craig, getting some much needed rest.
Lou Thomas, your fullback, wears number 4. Split out is Hogan's. On the rollout, Zolman flips and fires, incomplete. They had Elliott Carson just off his fingertips. And that stops the clock with 2:08 to go in the 3rd quarter.
You got to think Steve Spurrier getting just a little frustrated at this drive by Vanderbilt, biting the nails a little bit. You know, he tried to tell me yesterday that he didn't watch defense much. Coach, we caught you. You're watching.
Well, he's become a defensive fan. There's no doubt about that. Markham in to try the field goal. This will be a 23-yard attempt. Kick is up. And flags are down.
And Michael Saltzman, the right guard in protection, flinched before the snap. They're going to back this one up. Still a chip shot, however.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
Craig, when I was playing offensive line, this is what we called a hiccup. He's not going to move much, just kind of jumps up, but they'll call that every time. Coach, that pregame meal hadn't digested properly.
The hiccup.
You know what? It still counts as a penalty.
It sure does. 5 yards. Still a 5-yard hiccup. Well, instead of a 23-yard chip shot, as you mentioned, this one's going to go 28.
And that's about the only time that a kicker might get in the face of an offensive lineman.
And it's noisy in that end zone.
Is Markham shooting a free throw, or is he kicking a field goal, Craig?
Low snap. Hold is down, and the kick is up and good. How? I don't know. Billy Miller got that ball up. And the kick by Markham is good. 13-3. We'll be back.
This is Mr. Taylor's room. Have you seen this guy?
No.
All business. I mean, he gets faxes all the time. Never loosens his tie. But I mean, that's how you make it to the top, Walter. You got to work, you know? But he's in there right now making a deal.
50-yard line! I got the tickets. I'm going to the game.
Is that for me? 50-50. Okay, Mr. Shapiro, 216.
With its powerful V6 engine and rugged construction, the Grand Vitara is perfectly engineered to speed you to safe haven. The V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki. MotorWeek's best small SUV of the year.
Suzuki.
The magical Flutie and the Bills run into the Redskins' overwhelming offense. Or the Chiefs put the pressure on Peyton and the Colts. The NFL on CBS. And now a look at this week's Suzuki Heisman Watch Update.
Tim Brando along with Spencer Tillman back in New York. Well, when he runs, the tide generally rolls. Alabama's Sean Alexander, but he's fallen on some hard times.
Yeah, bad time for that old ankle injury to start flaring up. Just 18 yards and 14 carries. This little one touchdown yard run here was all he was able to muster today. And guess what? Ron Dayne and Drew Brees both had quality first halves in the clash of the Heisman hopefuls today.
For more information on the Suzuki Heisman Watch, log on to cbs.sportsline.com.
Woody Woodenhofer down now by 10 and a lifetime left here in the swamp. 2:03 to play in the third quarter.
It's kind of like the position he's in, though, Craig. Coming in, they were 28-point underdogs. His defense has played well at times. The offense, a couple of mistakes, an interception early in the game, a blocked punt that really gave Florida an easy touchdown. But now his defense has had some rest.
Markham with the kick. High hanger short, taken by Carroll. Carroll dancing around and taken down at the 24. Well, Ed, Tim, and Spencer told you about Sean Alexander, and here's some other Heisman hopefuls. You got the big fella Dane, Drew Brees, Hamilton, and let me get your thought on Peter Warrick. Missed the 2 games. Is he really still in that Heisman hunt?
Well, he's going to have an explosive game, especially when Florida State travels here to Florida Field on November 20th to get back in the race. But right now, I think it's down to Ron Dayne and Joe Hamilton, especially with Sean Alexander basically missing the last 2 games with that ankle sprain.
Big hole coming up the left side. It's on his ground at the 40-yard line. Russian Jones saved the touchdown for Vanderbilt.
Well, Spurrier, who's been accused of being a little patient this year, sets up again, just pulling that left guard, getting out in front. That's Cooper Carlisle. Nice seam out in the middle there, out on the left side for Ernest Graham. But Steve Spurrier says, okay, Vanderbilt, you want to run the ball up and down the field? I got a couple of guys who can run it too. Bo Carroll, Ernest Graham, finally healthy. Missed the better part of 4 games with that thigh bruise. Had to have surgery for a blood clot. Looks awful healthy to me, Craig.
Boy, Graham, 8 carries, 81 yards. Do the math. That's 10 yards a carry. Johnson throws it as he was in the grasp, incomplete. Nate Morrow was bringing the heat. Number 40, the sophomore.
Doug Johnson, a very strong athlete, former second-round pick in Major League Baseball, so he's a very good athlete. 6'3", 220 pounds, going up against Nate Morrow, able to kind of fight that off and get rid of it.
Ed, you talked about patience for Coach Spurrier as you look at Johnson. 14 to 21, 143 yards. Patience running.
Yeah, well, and his numbers are good. He's very efficient today, and he's playing what Coach Spurrier's given him. But Spurrier said, really, the reason I'm more patient is the strength of our team now, as not in the past, is our running game.
They averaged 115 yards a year ago. This year, 171. Vanderbilt.
True freshman Jonathan Shaw out of Brentwood, Tennessee, is going to come from the outside. He's a safety on a blitz, unblocked. Kenyatta Walker had to look at Lamont Turner. He could not turn out to pick up the blitzing Shaw. A huge play by a true freshman. Here's a guy, Shaw, who was Mr. Football in the state of Tennessee, and Ryan Alden Jr., who has started every game he's played at Vanderbilt, comes up with the fumble recovery. A big play for Vanderbilt.
See Doug Johnson, All's a freshman All-American. And now, after that field goal, cutting the lead of Florida to 10, Vanderbilt will try to take advantage at the 49 of the Gators. Zolman throws it. Incomplete. Alex Brown batted that ball. Boy, what a game Alex Brown's had.
He's turned it up in the second half. One of the things Alex Brown tends to do, every now and then he'll take some plays off. This second half, he has not. He comes again off the left side going one-on-one against Gruber. Again, Vanderbilt trying to set up a little bit of a screen. So the offensive line is going to soft set the defensive line. But with a guy like Alex Brown and his speed, you better get a shot on him before you release into the screen. That time, Gruber not able to slow down Brown.
1:21 remaining, third quarter, second down 10 for Greg Zolman, a sophomore. Yoder in motion, resets. Zolman feeling more heat here in the second half. Throws that one smartly out of bounds, and he'll bring up a third down.
And you feel sorry for Greg Zolman on that one. I mean, there's just nothing he can do. He's got Gerard Warren in his face. He just has to kind of jump up and throw that thing away. But really has hung in there tough today, Craig. And you can't say enough about some of the things that Vanderbilt on offense. He hasn't had a great day. But his first game ever in the Swamp, you've got to expect that, Craig.
7 of 21, 87 yards. He's 0 for his last 4. And a big third down here from the 49 of Florida. 3 wideouts will set up in the shotgun. Zolman, good protection, steps up in that pocket, throws over the middle, incomplete. It was Tavares Hogan, the intended receiver, and Andre Davis was providing blanket coverage. So after the fumble recovery, it's 3 up, 3 down in a punting situation for Vanderbilt.
And don't be surprised what he wouldn't offer. He says, sometimes I feel like my team needs a spark. Not afraid to try a fake, especially because they're on the other side of the 50-yard line into Florida territory.
Markham back to punt. Clean snap. End-over-end kick. Bo Carroll brings it up. Oh, tough. Nearly let that ball out of the basket at the 18-yard line. Well, Friday on CBS, it's the new drama critics call mesmerizing and addictive. Catch it all new now and again. See what all the talk's about. Friday right here on CBS.
We were talking about Steve Spurrier gaining some patience when we sat down with him yesterday. He was talking about really the strength of this team is his offensive line. And coming into the year, they really had 5 deep at running back. Robert Gillespie broke his hand last week against Georgia, so he's out of the mix. But you've seen with Ernest Graham and Bo Carroll how explosive these guys can be.
Flags will stop play.
And of course now the pointing game starts. Defense pointing at offense and offense pointing at defense.
I didn't do it. You did it.
Dead ball. Contact by the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
And we got the call from Harold Mitchell. Ed, here's some heroes around the country today.
Billy Cockerham of Minnesota, 274 passing yards as Minnesota knocks off Penn State. Travis Prentice breaks Ricky Williams' career rushing touchdown record today with 3 touchdowns and a couple of yards, 376.
How about the 41 carries? 1st and 5, Gators. Graham carries a couple of white jerseys to the 28. And one of those jerseys was the number 73, Russ Nickel.
I really like what Steve Spurrier has done with this offense. You know, he complains about his passing game. Let's get something straight, though. They are 3.6 inches away from averaging 300 yards a game coming into this game, 299.9. So the passing game's still good.
Got the calculator on.
But really, it's the running game, 177 yards a game, second in the SEC. It's not what you would expect out of the Gators. The old fake snap.
Yep.
It's Corey Yarbrough, the center, filling in for Zach Sedalis. One of the injuries early in the season, Zach Sedalis, a starting senior.
Dead ball. Snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
This is one of those, I thought it was on 1, but it was on 2. Maybe they won't see me. Craig, they'll see you every time. They will try to get that back on the ground. But Yarbrough's come in and done a very nice job. Zach Sedalis had been a consistent starter for the Gators. Got hurt in the first game, has not been able to return And Yarborough's come in and played very well in his stead.
There was hope that he would return, possibly for bowl action. And another guy with a bad knee was Ryan Kalick. And he is available today up on that offensive front if they need him.
Harold Mitchell trying to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Please put 26 seconds on the clock, please. 26 seconds.
The 3 seconds may become very important as this game goes along, right? And again, maybe not.
One play. 13-3 Gators with 26 ticks left here in the third quarter. And now, timeout.
Well, they can't figure things out, can they?
Timeout, Florida. Doug Johnson trots over with Steve Spurrier, who does act as his own offensive coordinator.
And quarterbacks coach. He spends all his time in meetings with the quarterbacks.
Hey, make sure you tune in CBS tomorrow. NFL doubleheader action. Kansas City and Indianapolis. One of the big games around the country. Pittsburgh, San Francisco will head up our lineup in the late game. And the NASDAQ halftime report. And there's the boys, Jim Nantz and the gang. We'll fill you in on all the action around the National Football League.
Meeting with Spurrier yesterday talking about everything that is at stake. With a win here and a win against South Carolina next week, they will go to the SEC championship game for the first time since '96. As we take a look at the BCS standings, Florida now in a fantastic position. Minnesota got rid of Penn State. So now you get Virginia Tech and Florida moving up. Now, the problem becomes Virginia Tech is their strength of schedule. Coming into this weekend, they were rated 56th in the country strength of schedule. Florida was ranked 6th in the country strength of schedule. For Florida, they've got Florida State at home November 20th. If they win today and against South Carolina, they go to the SEC championship game, and they will play a team that will also help their strength of schedule.
And you talk about the schedule remaining. You've got to play Lou Holtz at South Carolina. You know the troubles down there. Winless.
And then, you know, you get to play probably the #1 ranked team in the country, Florida State.
But it's home.
But those are the things that will help Florida as the season goes on in that BCS, because the strength of schedule is really starting to hurt Virginia Tech in this run for a national title.
Contact by the defense, 5-yard penalty, defeats it down.
A little jumpy here as we wind up this third quarter.
It's been a while since we had a play run, Craig. What he wouldn't offer, just wanting to play a football play. We've seen enough offsides and timeouts. Let's get this game back underway.
Daryl Jackson in motion. Graham, the ball carrier, slides a couple of yards to the 32. 15 ticks remain. 13, 12.
And if you're tuning in this game late, this is not a game that you would expect to see in Florida, pounding out the running game with Ernest Graham, and Vanderbilt doing the same with Jared McGrath.
Well, that ends the third quarter with a score of Florida leading Vanderbilt 13-3. We'll return to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
What's going on? Hey. Wow, this is nice. But I thought Stacy said if you bought new tools, she gets a new dining room set.
Yeah, she did.
So where are the table and chairs?
You're standing on them.
Fine woodworking tools from Rigid, a name proven by pros since 1923. Take our 16-gallon wet dry bag, which converts to a handheld blower in seconds. Rigid. Buy them at the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
As you might expect, Keller and I don't see eye to eye on investing. I like to avoid risk. Keller's a little more daring. We do, however, share the same new way to trade online.
Introducing Power Street by Fidelity, the first site with trading tools customized by Lycos to fit your life, your goals, your unique way of doing things.
Look, the market's up. Or, in your case, down.
Power Street Online Trading. Call or visit Fidelity.com to open an account.
Rebel rockers hijack a cargo of deadly nerve gas.
Plane is ours.
Next stop, L.A.
It would be suicide.
An all-new martial law.
Please tell me you know what you're doing.
Part of Shake, Rattle, and Roll Week, CBS tonight.
It's Shake, Rattle, and Roll Week. Get tuned in to Becker, CBS Monday.
Throughout the New South, Dodge Ram's payload and towing capabilities are the stuff of legend. But there's a load more. Ram introduced the world's first quad cab. Ram's available Magnum V10 is the largest and most powerful V10 in a full-size pickup. And Ram pickups are the longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. We could go on, and on, and on. Now you can save $595 on a 5.9-liter Magnum V8 engine.
Iceberg! It's a headlining!
Get a grip, man. You're a thumb.
You're right. I am a thumb.
At Earthlink, we've created a way to access every last corner of the internet. My God, what have we done?
This isn't that bad.
It's your internet. We just connect you to it.
What if I want to be a superhero and rid the world of all evil? What if I want to play hide and seek with my own draft? What if I want to build a machine and travel through time?
Whatever your kids dream of for tomorrow, isn't it nice to know there's a healthcare organization planning for anything they can imagine?
What if I want to plant a tree on Mars?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Log on and download a DAD Monday at 11 on News Channel 4.
And 15 minutes remain here, fourth quarter. The Home Depot College football on CBS. It's Graham breaking a tackle and then taken down at the 36-yard line. They'll bring up third down and call it 3. Morrow was there along with Jimmy Williams for Vanderbilt.
And really, Craig, what we've seen today almost harkens back to the old days in the SEC when it was pounded out, pounded out. That time, good inside running, not a huge game by Ernest Graham, but took what he got. Both of these defenses very good against the run coming into the game, but the offenses had just decided we're going to slug it out and see who can outrush whom.
Alex Willis and Darrell Jackson, the two wideouts. Graham gets the pitch on third down, breaks a tackle, leans out. It's going to be close. Boy, on second effort, maybe a first down for the Gators. Battles was there, along with Matt Stewart. Boy, Graham is a load.
And we've talked a lot about about the linebackers for Vanderbilt. Ainsley Battles is third coming into this game in tackles behind Winborn. His teammate comes up and makes a nice tackle. Not enough to stop Ernest Graham for the first down, but very active, strong safety.
Battles making his 31st consecutive start. 5 tackles today for the senior. First down, Gators. Graham pitch. Midfield to the 41. Was that ball stripped? Lurchus and Morrow brought him down.
I think it's safe to say Ernest Graham is 100% healthy. Do not try to arm tackle this ball of strength. He takes Lurchus on a ride. Moreau has to come over the top to make the tackle, but this is a lot of power. 5 foot, 218 pounds. He really keeps those legs churning. 19 yards, over 100 yards on the ground on the day. Bo Carroll back into the tailback spot. Carroll, the call, he's cut down, lost a yard, back to the 42, and Winborn made the big hit, 42. Well, for all you music fans, here's an update on the CBS poll of America's picks for the ultimate rock band. Elvis is still top male vocalist, just edging out Bruce Springsteen, the Boss, and Mick Jagger. You can still cast your vote at CBS.com or at the Hard Rock Cafe. And don't miss the ultimate rock and roll musical. That's tomorrow night. World premiere miniseries. It's almost here. Shake, rattle, and roll right here on CBS. Darrell Jackson and Caldwell along with Taylor, the 3 wideouts. Second down 11. Carroll takes a pop and is dropped at the 38-yard line. And Winborn and Turner teamed up, and there they are, 42 and 44. A couple of fine linebackers here in the SEC. Yeah, and if you're Winborn, you can get up and pound your chest a little bit. But been very active for Vanderbilt today. They switched this year to a 3-4 defense to take advantage of the personnel they have. Woody Woodenhofer, the head coach, always attracts good linebackers because of his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the linebackers for Vanderbilt having a good tackling day against Spurrier's offense.
Yeah, 10 tackles, his 15th career double-digit day. Graham in. Good protection. Doug Johnson throws about 2 rows up there in the swamp stands.
And here's where the 3-4 defense really does a nice job for Vanderbilt. Matt Stewart, the outside backer. Doug Johnson expecting a blitz. Instead, he goes one-on-one with Aaron Kenny, has good coverage down the field. That was who Doug Johnson wanted to go to, was his tight end on the drag. Everything else is covered. A heads-up play by Johnson. But that 3-4 defense, nice job for Vanderbilt.
Ryan has punted 3 times. Nearly 46 yards per kick. Jimmy Williams back to receive. He'll boot this up high. Hangs it. Williams lets it bounce. And instead of being stuck back deep, Vanderbilt down by 10 will get it at their own 20. 11:53 to go here at the Swamp, and the Gators by 10.
Once again, the market saw incredible gains. Tech is up, utilities are up, manufacturing is up, industrials are up, transportation is up, everything is going through the roof. Except your portfolio, Steve. It's pretty much busted. But you'd know if you had web TV and used the internet to follow your stocks on TV. Oh, and your wife's leaving you.
Honey?
In other news, the governments of 3 foreign nations have created a
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Making their way the only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow.
Bill Kelly just rewrote his will. To wife Kate, he'll one day leave 2 homes, stock options, and his investment portfolio. He'll leave other assets to his children. All his beneficiaries are here. All except the IRS, who could get 2/3 of everything. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Monday on Dave.
You know anything about President Clinton?
Well, I do know that he lied one time.
One time?
Plus, Woody Harrelson, Monday.
Well, another sellout here at the Swamp in Gainesville, Florida, 5th ranked in the country, leading Vanderbilt by 10. Now the Commodores with the football. Greg Zolman has gone the distance from the shotgun. First down over the middle. Great catch, pulled down. 81 is Todd Yoder, the H-back, and he reached up high in the sky. First down, Vanderbilt.
Yoder, a former wide receiver, goes out to his old spot. In 97, he led the team. In 98, he was second on the team in receptions. Goes out to his old spot. 6'4", 234 pounds, working against Robert Camardi. He gets that big body in front of Camardi, and Zolman, that's just a nice big target. The safety late rotating over. Nice formation by Vanderbilt, taking advantage of Yoder's size.
23-yard pickup for Yoder. Back on the ground, and they're going to try to bust it up the middle. That's Rodney Williams. And Craig Bolerjack back along with Ed Cunningham. Big win last week for Florida against Georgia. I think everyone's going to ask Steve Spurrier, Ed, after this ball game. Let down a bit, or is Vanderbilt this good?
Well, my answer would be that Vanderbilt is this good. They had an extra week to prepare, done a fantastic job picking up the zone blitz of Florida, and offensively, really, I couldn't have believed they'd run the ball this well, Craig, coming into this game. But Jared McGrath, over 100 yards, has really been the spark for Vanderbilt.
Second down, 8. And turning those legs again, Williams. Did you see him push the back of Yoder? Got an extra yard. Kelsey, along with Manuel, made the tackle for Florida.
Not a bad changeup. Rodney Williams is the starting running back, but because McGrath has had so much success, and Vanderbilt out-rushing Florida. Florida averaging 177 yards on the ground coming into today's game. Being held under that average, but that's not because Steve Spurrier has not called running plays. He has, and they've been successful. But Vanderbilt, especially in the second half, controlling the clock.
Hogan and Stricker line up to the near side. Third down and 6. Zolman, good protection, throws complete. Yoder, first down, Vanderbilt at the 44.
call him an H-back. They call him a tight end. I don't know, I don't care what you call Todd Yoder. Call him a good player. Lines up at the wide receiver, and here's a guy who's been through a lot in his career, Craig. He had an ACL reconstruction. He had bruised rib cartilage coming into this game. You wonder if he might have got a shot. Did not practice until Wednesday of this week. But he's not only out there as a receiver, he's also in there as an H-back, cracking down on big 290-pound defensive linemen. They asked this guy to do a lot.
Well, a timeout now whistled. Vanderbilt. Zolman takes off the hat and will make his way to the sideline. Zolman, only a sophomore, and a Miamisburg, Ohio. You know, his idol, Steve Young. Not a bad idol.
No.
We'll be back.
Purple, yellow, blue, orange. I sell paint. Painting, it is the most inexpensive way to redecorate your home. You can match your eyes with your walls. We have a color spectrometer, and we can get any color you need. Maybe a brick red, a hunter green, a white. It's not rocket science. Make old look new, make new look old. We've got all the brands, the know-how. It's why more people buy paint from us than any other store in America.
America Online introduces new version 5.0.
AOL is always adding new stuff. 5.0 is really easy.
The easiest just got easier.
5.0 rocks.
There's just a wealth of things that you can only find on AOL.
America Online new version 5.0. Sign up today.
Want to intimidate? Put on your game face. But when you take it off, put on your Remington face with the Remington Microscreen 3 and the power of 3 flexing microscreens to get close, fast.
Just try and get closer.
Shaves incredibly close or your money back.
Some people get nervous when that door goes up. Not me. But then I deliver to all the shops. Nervous people like crunchy food. Don't sell much nervous food here.
Good Wrench Good Time Savings means great deals, like tire rotation and balance for only $29.99 or less. It's a good time to see GM Good Wrench Service Plus.
Good time savings? No wonder I don't sell any nervous food here.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by America Online. The Home Depot, Sun America, and by GM Good Wrench Service Plus.
Back in Gainesville, 9:41 remaining. Gators up on Vanderbilt by 10, and mark this down at the 9:41 mark at no timeouts remaining for the Commodores. Zolman pedals back, deep drop, looking, has time, throws up and over, complete. First down, Commodores. Hogan's, did he lose it? Florida has it.
Now, the question becomes, was Tavares Hogan's forward progress stopped before the ball was stripped? From up here, it looked like a good time again by the offensive line of Vanderbilt. Little slide block to the right there. Good shuffling of the feet by Zolman. Now let's watch the forward progress. Shepard, good call by the official. Still fighting forward. Hogan's was. Shepard gets that thing pulled out. They should not have blown that dead. Proper call by the officials. Very frustrating when you get a big play like that. You can't fault Hogan's for fighting for the extra yards, but he's just got to hang on to it.
Boy, what a big play. You talk about just fighting for the football. Lito Shepard picked it and picked it clean, the freshman from Jacksonville.
Talk about youth. He's a true freshman as well, Craig.
Well, Doug Johnson looked over that Vanderbilt defense, and he's going to walk to the sideline. He burns a timeout. We'll be back.
Some people get nervous when that door goes up. Not me. But then I deliver to all the shops. Nervous people like crunchy food. Don't sell much nervous food here.
Good Wrench Good Time Savings means great deals, like lube, oil, and filter for only $19.99 or less. It's a good time to see GM Good Wrench Service Plus.
Good time savings? No wonder I don't sell any nervous food here.
AT&T, 7 cents a minute, all day, every day.
Take one of these. That'll be 25 cents.
But it says here it's a nickel.
Not for a couple of hours.
What?
Well, see, sometimes it's a nickel, but right now,
It's a quarter. It's like that long-distance nickel plan where they say it's a nickel.
Sometimes they charge you 25.
That's right.
That's where we got the idea.
Is that right?
7 cents a minute, all day, every day, even to Canada with our international plan.
You know, there are some stores that sell candy for one low price all day long.
And people like it?
Oh, they love it.
Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
What would you do with a crystal face hand-polished to withstand 2 tons of unadulterated pressure? What would you do with a tachymetric scale so precise it can survive 240-degree heat? What would you do with the world-renowned Alpha Expedition timepiece? Well, you'd probably just use it to tell time. And at $6,500, that watch could cost you over $30,000 in retirement savings. We just thought you should know. Ask a financial advisor about Sun America, the retirement specialist.
They wanted to start a band.
When you come from dirt, you do anything to escape it.
And wound up starting a revolution.
This is an instrument of Satan.
Shake, rattle, and roll, CBS Sunday.
9:29 remaining, fourth quarter. Zolman wiping his lip after that completion, and then the strip. And now the Gators in business, up by 10 at their own 30-yard line. The pitch, Bo Carroll fires it back to the seam, then upended at the 40-yard line. Hey, when you're 165, one guy gets a hold of your leg, you're going down. Matt Stewart made the tackle.
Bo Carroll, an 8-time All-American at Florida in track. He's now learned to use that speed. He hits the hole at full tilt. That's one thing first-year running backs coach Buddy Tevens talked to him about during the fall. You cannot be hesitant. Find a seam and use that burst because he's got plenty of it.
Second down and 1 from the eye. Johnson. Again, it's Carroll. Hey, for an update on Arkansas Ole Miss, let's take you to New York. And here's Tim Brando.
Very important game with bowl considerations, Craig and Ed, and Deuce McAllister with the opening kickoff. This is why you accept the football off the coin toss. 100 yards. These are 2 future opponents for Jackie Sherrill. Throw in Alabama. If Mississippi State stays unbeaten, they will have to earn it.
Well, Tim Brando's right. When you have a guy like Deuce McAllister at Ole Miss, yeah, you should be accepting it in the opening kickoff.
Taylor and Jackson line up to the far side. Pitch play. Bo Carroll stop, still on his feet, twists and turns up to the 42-yard line. Well, it's our CBS Sports Line stat of the game. First half, Florida rushing today had 20 carries, 27 yards. Second half, 16 carries, 95 yards. Graham 6 for 71. Unbelievable. CBS.sportsline.com for complete college football coverage. Make sure you check out CBS.sportsline.com. Second down, 9. Johnson pumps and throws, incomplete. And Johnson got a little dirty on that play.
Yeah, Matt Stewart made sure the outside linebacker came on a blitz. When you've got that 3-4 defense, those 2 stand-up outside linebackers can rush at any time, and it still allows you can bring one. Watch the right side of your screen. A little delay by Stewart. It looked like he was going to drop off into coverage, but the tight end, he was going to cover Aaron Kenny one-on-one. Since Kenny does not go into the route, he's allowed to blitz, and that made Johnson make an errant throw.
Well, the Gator power backer and his Graham back in, but Johnson's going to set and throw, incomplete. He had a man along the near sideline, and he's upset.
And he should be, Craig. You know, the one thing that's very frustrating for Doug Johnson as a senior in this program, he knows what routes are supposed to be run. You see the disgust on Steve Spurrier's face. Very frustrating trying to work with some of these receivers because they haven't figured out some of the routes, and I understand the frustration of Doug Johnson right now.
Ryan back to punt inside his own 30. Jimmy Williams set to receive. Ryan kicks it high. What hang time. Fair catch taken at the 27-yard line. So a 30-yard kick, no return, but Vanderbilt will have good field position when we come back. Plenty of time left.
So instead of paying a separate commission every time you trade, you'd pay an annual fee, trade all you want.
All I want?
Yeah, virtually unlimited.
Really?
Remember the financial plan we're working from here, Dad. The point is long-term capital appreciation.
I know.
You just don't want you sitting by the computer all day buying and selling stocks.
Yeah. Show me how I log on to your research.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Investing is serious business, Dad.
I promise I'll do my homework, okay?
That's her there. Mrs. Marshall?
Oh, I didn't see you come in. Are you a friend of Mike's? Make yourself at home.
What's this? Well, I got her a cell phone a few months ago. She's got family up north.
Want some coffee?
You got a good wife there, Mr. Marshall. She's just trying to save you some money. Here, it's Sprint PCS with the free and clear plan. Free long distance, so she can have a nice, clear, leisurely talk.
I'll take that, thank you.
She'll be okay, Mr. Marshall. Soon, we'll all be okay.
Watch out.
Easy. The V6 Passat.
Nice car.
Quick, responsive, room for 4.
Hang on. I saw this in a movie once.
We got to know more. CBS Sports Line.
In '94, he had 7 sacks.
Where are you getting all this information?
It's all right here, an alumni tracker.
CBS Sports Line. When you've got to know more. Well, the Gators, 5th ranked in the country, leading Vanderbilt by 10.
And Vanderbilt will not go away.
No. 1st and 10 at the 29. McGrath and Thomas, the backs. Zolman pedals, throws up a high archer, off the fingertips, incomplete. For an update on Virginia Tech, here's Tim Brando. Tim?
All right, fellas. Well, Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator, loves to see his Hokies gobble up points on defense. And here, Chris Cyrus strips the ball from Brad Lewis, the backup quarterback, in for the ailing Mark Bolger. They get 2 in look-ahead Saturday. Virginia Tech up 5.
Look ahead Saturday. That's pretty good, Tim. Virginia Tech meeting Miami next week in what will decide the Big East championship.
2nd down, 10. Blitz coming over the middle. Caught, not much. Maybe a yard or 2. That's Alex Willis. Or check that, the tight end, Elliot Carson. Well, Sunday on 60 Minutes, he's all of 13 years old, and he's on trial for murder. He's also on 60 Minutes, and with 1/4 of the doctors in the U.S. now trained in foreign countries, it's more than likely that before the doctor can ask, where does it hurt, the patient will ask, where are you from? That's Sunday on 60 Minutes.
Elliot Carson might have to go to a doctor, and Marquand Manuel might have to do the same. I wonder if those doctors were trained here in the U.S.
Is that a cramp?
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to bounce that out a little bit. Manuel's been very active, had an interception in the first half. One of the guys John Hope likes to blitz, so let's see if he, quote-unquote, unloads the bus here on 3rd and 8.
Zolman stands in that pocket, hits the slant. 1st down. Vanderbilt, what a catch. Tavares Hogan. Hogan's making a tough catch over the middle.
For his first start in the swamp, Greg Zolman, although his numbers have not been great, Craig, he's really shown me a lot today. The sophomore from Miamisburg this time. Hogan's, he's the one running the delay route. A little bunch package over there on the left side. 3 wideouts bunched together as the 2 inside receivers run out. Hogan's delays for a second, comes inside. But Zolman really, the pounding he's taken, he's had a couple of bad throws, but really, he's got a lot of savvy. He's really hung in there, Craig.
Going up on the 6-minute mark, 1st down. Vanderbilt at the 46. Zolman steps and throws, incomplete. Trying to hit Dan Stricker, 85, a redshirt freshman out of Cincinnati.
And all 300 pounds of Gerard Warren gives him a welcome to Florida feel at the end of that one.
That incompletion, though, Ed, stops the clock. It's 6:03 to go. And remember, Vanderbilt has no timeouts remaining. In Florida, who seemed a bit confused in the second half, had to burn a couple. They've got 1.
Yeah, and Steve Spurrier has not been happy when those timeouts have been called. But Doug Johnson, he's dealing with some guys who, frankly, don't know how to line up or where to line up.
Play clock down to 7. Down to 6. Down to 4. Down to 3. Zolman Standing up tall in that pocket again. Complete. Brought down by Hogan's. And it's keeping that Vanderbilt drive alive down around the 41-yard line.
Hogan's kind of having a work-a-day type day. He is the big play receiver for Vanderbilt. In his career, he's had catches of 50, 73, 68. He had an 84-yarder against Ole Miss, but yet to have a touchdown this season, Craig. But he has really been in the passing game for Greg Zollman. He's been the guy that he's really looking at.
Well, I'll tell you, they've thrown some trickery at their opponents as well. This guy has thrown 2 touchdowns this season, and this guy right here has caught one. 13-3, Florida, 1st and 10, Vanderbilt. Zollman going to the air, up top, he's got him. Going back, complete. Juggled that ball. Hogan's out of bounds, and he's a little bit upset. Stops the clock, 5:49 to go.
A lot of bumping and grinding down there. Looked to me like Hogan's had a step. Benny Alexander did not get much hands there, but it looked to me like Hogan's might have got a hold as he ran by. But there's Hogan's again getting slammed to the turf. That time, Jamie Campbell takes him down. Back of that jersey, Craig, is collecting dirt.
2nd down 10 from the 41-yard line of Florida. Gators up by 10. It's been a battle from the start. Play clock down to 2. Handoff, second effort. Rodney Williams to the 38. Well, on the Home Depot College football here on CBS next week, got a couple of good ones for you. 24th ranked Notre Dame, final game at Pitt Stadium, or 8th ranked Mississippi State at the Crimson Tide, Alabama, number 12. Check your local listings. That's next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, right here on CBS.
And about this time next week, we'll start to have a real good idea with that game in the SEC West. Who may represent the West and possibly play the Florida Gators in the SEC Championship on December 4th.
Crowd is up here at the Swamp. 3rd down. Zollman throws, fires, complete. It's Yoder. 1st down, Vanderbilt, 28-yard line. Tackled by Darrell Dixon. Boy, Yoder has come up with big play after big play in this half.
Talk about just in the nick of time. Thaddeus Bullard was breathing down the neck of Greg Zollman. Ball's tipped, good concentration by Yoder, and good balance. This guy's a good athlete. He's had to put some weight on to play more of a tight end / H-back role. Still has the great hands and runs really good routes. You've seen him going up against much what you would think are much faster defensive backs, but he's run by a couple of them today, Craig.
8 plays, 44 yards. Yoder now 3 catches for 41 yards, all here in the second half. Zollman fires a dart, incomplete, through into double coverage, and he wanted Yoder, who was a little slow getting up, but that may have been the best ball in the sense of speed we've seen from Zollman. And Yoder throwing the helmet off.
The problem was, Craig, that throw across the middle, the deep slant or post pattern is just a little bit late, and he's got Yoder laying on the ground. Here is a guy who has been injured quite a few times. It looks like he maybe lost his breath. October of '96, a pin in the pinky. He is a bionic man. 98, he had to repair his right ankle. 98, the ACL. Broke his right thumb in August. Had the cartilage damage in his ribs. Only practiced 1 day this week, and now down again. Here's a guy who's really struggled just to stay healthy in his career.
Well, you saw him point to his right shoulder, but you're hoping at least that it's just the air knocked out of him.
And it's amazing that he's been as productive as he has. Most guys who have had those type of injuries, they stay off the field. But here's a guy in '97 as a receiver, led this team in receptions, did it again in '98, and only played in 5 games, and having a very productive day today for Vanderbilt. Usually those guys aren't playing very much because they have all those surgeries.
Steve Crosby having a discussion with his offense. Yoder is up, walking under his own power. Well, tonight on CBS, America's Night of Heroes is all new, beginning with early edition. Then it's Samo and Arsenio on an all-new Martial Law, followed by Chuck Norris and Walker, Texas Ranger. Hey, it's all new, and it's all tonight right here on CBS.
Commodores down inside the 30-yard line. The problem has not been offense for Vanderbilt. today. They've been able to move the ball. The problem has been hanging on to the thing. They've had a couple of turnovers. They had a blocked punt. Greg Zollman trots back in. They need to capitalize on being able to move the ball against Florida.
And I would think Steve Crosby, the offensive coordinator, also made it very clear clock management has to be a concern. With 4.5 minutes to go, Vanderbilt, no timeouts.
But for Vanderbilt, the only thing really that they're concerned with, Craig, is we've got to get something in the end.
Right. Oh, sure.
Down 10. That's really the only thing they're concerned with. And might have to take another. There's no timeouts. He's got to take the delay of game.
Delay of game. The play clock was down to 1, and boy, look at Crosby.
And you know what? The guy that Steve Crosby should be mad with is himself. Zollman took a long time coming off Woody Woodenhofer right there saying, guys, you've got to get out on the field. And Zollman over there having a pretty heated discussion with Crosby. But really, the coach held the player too long on the sideline. By the time he got out there, they couldn't get the play off. Zollman was going to do the Chris Webber and call a timeout without one. Oh, and he knew it. Very lucky he didn't get called for the penalty, Craig, although the 5-yarder still hurts.
Well, instead of 1st and 10, it's now, or 2nd and 10, it's 2nd and 15. Little reverse played beautifully by the Gators. You talk about staying home, Anthony Mitchell.
Anthony Mitchell is the backside defensive end. He's going to rush up the field now. His key as a defensive end, stay as deep as the football. Excellent discipline by Mitchell not to chase the ball away from you. You got to stay as deep as the ball. A guy who doesn't play very much, John Hoke, the defensive coordinator, had him coached up for that reverse.
3rd down and 19. Both coaches looking on. Clock under 4 minutes. Shotgun is Zollman. Under pressure. He's got running room. Pumps to the sideline. Dives. But he's going to be short. Alex Brown giving chase. And that brings up 4th down.
But a good job by Zollman that time, getting enough yardage that they can now bring in Markham, the field goal unit. Otherwise, Craig, if he doesn't get out there and pick up that yardage, I don't believe that Woody Woodenhofer would have been able to try a field goal with Markham.
This will be a 44-yard attempt. His longest is of 60. Markham. Billy Miller, the holder. 3:35 remaining. Vanderbilt down 10. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. Line drive. Good. From 44. Vanderbilt won't go away. We'll be back.
Tom and Audrey Darcy just bought 21 acres on which they plan to build their dream house. But if they could see a complete picture of all their accounts and assets, they'd manage their money differently, and they'd break ground a lot sooner. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
I know the truth about tires, and I have proof. Pep Boys has tires from 4 for $99 to the Futura SE's Motor Trend said were impressive. The truth will set me free.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
When I heard Old Spice had this high endurance challenge, how can I say no? It's a white solid antiperspirant, but it goes on clear. And this stuff really lasts, guaranteed. So take the challenge and see for yourself.
The guy who knows the future is accused of murder.
I didn't kill him.
To clear his name, he'll have to find the real killer. Early edition CBS tonight.
Well, the Home Depot college football here on CBS. 4th quarter's been a dandy from the swamp. 13-6, 5th-ranked Florida trying to hold on against Vanderbilt, who's came in here at 28.5-point underdogs, and they have played. They've moved the football. A couple of turnovers has really thwarted their offense, but yet still very much alive. They went 12 plays, 44 yards, and burned about 3.5 minutes off the clock. How about now? Let me pick your brain before they set this thing up. Is Woody Woodenhofer going to go for onside? And remember, there's no timeouts remaining for Vanderbilt.
Steve Spurrier is expecting that. He's put his hands team out on the field. But, you know, as well as Woodenhofer's defense has played here in the second half, Well, Markham's definitely lining up for the onside. I don't know, Craig, with 3:30 left, as well as my defense has played, I might take a chance and try to play some defense.
Tough call. But remember, no timeouts. Capel is the deep man. Bo Carroll is up around the 35, and they do have it teed up for an onside. Here we go.
Guys lined up behind the kicker, Craig. Could be doing something.
Markham did not get much of a bounce, and that was an easy pickup. That looked like the shortstop and taking up one of my hits.
And Craig, there was 4 guys lined up behind the kicker. If you're going to do the onside, you need all 10 guys lined up to where you're going to kick it. Now, that wasn't a great kick by Markham. Went right into the hands of Travis Taylor. Why you call it the hands team? You put the guys with the best hands because they're going to field it cleanly. But again, I don't understand why Vanderbilt would have 4 guys lined up behind the kicker. You got to have everybody over to the left.
Travis Taylor with the easy one hopper. And that ball, you're supposed to get 1 or 2 crazy bounces. That one took 1 nice easy hop. 45-yard line. That's where the Gators will start. Graham battling. He'll push his way up for 3, maybe 4. But most importantly for Florida, Ed, time. The clock is running.
We've seen the 2 different backs that Florida has, and what a drastic change you get between Ernest Graham, a power back that Woody Woodenhofer now sees, as compared to Bo Carroll with 3 minutes left and counting, and Vanderbilt with no timeouts. Steve Spurrier is going to leave his big guy in there, Graham. 14 carries, 120 yards. He's been a bruiser today, and he's going to fight with 2 hands on that ball for every yard he could get.
Bo Carroll has countered with 14 carries for 41. They're going to milk every second they can. Graham, the ball carrier, cut down, but still with that power, able to fall past the 40 up to the 38. Nate Morrow got him first. That's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down, but again, the clock is running. Coming up now on the 2-minute mark.
And on that play, you saw why Steve Spurrier wants Graham in the game. Jamie Winborn, one of the best tacklers in the SEC, had a free shot at the legs of Graham, and Graham runs right through it. Winborn had 100 tackles coming into today's game. He's over 10 tackles for the 15th time in his career.
11 on the day. Strong as an ox. Graham's not going to get it. Good stand by Vandy.
Okay. Now I have to go down to Vandy's locker room and apologize after the game because I said I'd rather put my defense out there and let them try to win it for us. But he did it anyway. Although with the short field, now you are hamstrung because of the field position. But I guess Woody decided, and not surprised at all that Spurrier would go for this. He's that type of coach, Craig. Will take those risks.
4th down and 3. You know, one thing about Steve Spurrier and all the coaches that come to work for him, he works very intensely in the office. He's going to call his final timeout, but yet, Ed, he leaves it after the game. He's able to walk away from this game and give himself a break, which a lot of coaches can't do. 1:16 remain. We'll be back to the Swamp.
Dandruff, scratching, itching. Introducing new Neutrogena T-Gel Stubborn Itch Control with cooling menthol you feel on contact. Unlike self-control, it works. Ask any dermatologist.
Select road. Validating tires.
With BF Goodrich tires, it's any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires take control.
Own the most honored film of the year, the special limited edition of Saving Private Ryan, winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Director Steven Spielberg. The special limited edition of Saving Private Ryan on video and DVD today.
Hey, Jen, we're counting on you.
Last weekend in the Army Reserve, I had to refuel 6 Apache helicopters in 30 minutes. That got me ready to do battle on Monday.
Hey, not too shabby.
As little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Army Reserve.
CBS presents a musical mini-series event with Academy Award winner James Coburn, Dana Delaney, Gerald McCraney, and Kathy Baker. Shake, Rattle, and Roll, CBS Sunday.
4th down and 3. After the timeout, Steve Spurrier and the Gators will go for it. Johnson under center. Movement up front.
Oh, they almost got him, Craig. Corey Yarborough, the center. If he would have snapped it when the defensive line for Vanderbilt flew into the neutral zone, they would have had it, but
well, they threw the flag because there was no timeouts remaining, so delay of game. They'll march it back 5 yards, but that's not really going to matter on this punt. It's just going to be a pooch. Alan Ryan.
And really the penalty helps, because now your punter can get a little more air, a little more leg into the ball and not be so worried about getting it into the end zone.
Jimmy Williams, he's got burner speed, though, back to receive, and this one is a high floater angling to the corner. We'll see where they mark this ball.
A very important mark here, Craig, depending on how far they come up. You've got 1:08 left.
Still walking.
The fans were asking him to stop.
And they'll mark it at the 16. 27-yard kick. And now, as you mentioned, 1:08 remaining. No timeouts for either the Gators or Vanderbilt. But Vandy has the football and down a touchdown.
And here's what you can do if you're Vandy. Everyone thinks, oh, you can only throw the outs and throw things to the sidelines. But in college football, they have to move the chains, and they stop the clock to do it on first downs. You can still use the middle of the field, but be ready to hustle to the line and kill it after getting a first down or have another play call.
Well, this crowd hasn't been loud all day. It is now. 1st and 10 from the 16. Zolman going to the sideline. Catch is made. Clock stops. And what a catch by Hogan's, who's come up again with some big catches along with Yoder, the H-back. 15-yard pickup. Clock stops. Only 6 minutes did it burn on that play, down to 1:02.
And a lot of cushion by Benny Alexander over there on Tavares Hogan's. Now, you have to respect the guy's speed, but you cannot give him a 10-yard cushion. That's over 100 yards receiving today for Hogan's. A fantastic game for him.
They have 70 yards to find pay dirt and 1:02 to do it. Zolman, shotgun again. Steps up, pumps, going deep. Down the sideline. Into double coverage. Incomplete. Nope. Caught. At the 25. It's Hogan's again.
And Hogan's was fighting for it. Now, Vanderbilt has to get up and kill this ball. Barnett, the center, running down and telling the official to stop the clock because it hadn't been stopped. What a catch by Hogan's. They said he had it when he hit the ground. His elbow hit and it came out. Maybe a little bit of a questionable call, but Craig, that was an amazing effort by Hogan's.
44 yards. Hogan's, and they say that the ground cannot cause the fumble, and now the replay going up on the screen, and you can hear the boos from the Gator fans. Zolman under center and smartly spikes it, stops the clock. 51 ticks left. Oh, what a finish here.
Well, he looks calm and cool, doesn't he?
Oh.
Waving to people on the sidelines. We'll take another look at the catch by Tavares Hogan's. What the official sees is Hogan's, who goes up, makes an incredible play on the ball. Lito Shepherd had a shot at it. Tough to call, Craig. Did he have the ball when he was down? The official thought before he was down, the official thought he did. Yeah, I'd say I'd be a little jacked too, Tavares.
Yeah. Hogan's isn't going to argue. 8 catches, 147 yards, 44 of it on that last circus catch. 2nd down, 10 from the 25.
Vanderbilt has been in a silent count all day. The noise not really a factor, Craig.
Hogan's again working sideline on a knee. 8 yards, and they want to keep that clock. Stop it, Hogan's. They got a hustle, as you mentioned. Clocked with 40.
Now, Craig, they can't kill it because now they're in a 3rd and 4 situation, so the clock continues to roll. They've got to get a play off.
Down to 30. Zolman coming up under center, very confused. Now he's going back into the shotgun. Zolman pressured from behind, throws end zone, incomplete. 18 seconds remain.
And Zolman is very upset with the coaches on the sideline, and he has a reason to be, Craig. That play took 18 seconds to get off. The coaches did not signal it in time. He was running for his life, but really took way too much time on that play.
Brings up 4th and 4. And in a situation like this, I've always been a proponent. Why not call 2 plays? So you know what to expect if you're short on the first down try.
Vanderbilt was lucky to get off 1 play there, Craig.
From the shotgun, 4th and 4. Here's the ball game. Zolman throws, fires, incomplete. He had Hogan's, but it was tough coming back. Lito Shepherd was on coverage. And Florida will take over on downs with 13 seconds left.
The success that Hogan's has had tonight in the game, the top of your screen, he will come open. Unfortunately, Greg Zollman, the sophomore, throws it behind Hogan's. Hogan settles down in the zone, and Woody Woodenhofer sees a great opportunity slip through the fingers of his Commodores.
Zollman would like to have it back. And there's Steve Spurrier knowing that his Gators will jump to 8-1. And Johnson on a knee. Oh, what a football game. Vanderbilt gaining much respect from this.